Shout out to everybody. We're gonna do this again. Like, I'm used to OBS be giving problems, bro, but you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna look at today's news. So it looks like Fox News, they're talking about out of the business of funding illegals. Chicago residents rips mayor over migrant policies. A lot of people like may not understand this. The mayor of Chicago, I feel like, is getting a negative reception for the voters, and I feel like a lot of it is warranted. This is a guy that seems to be oblivious to what's going on. Residents are complaining about illegal migrants moving into Chicago, and they feel like they're taking up the resources, they're taking up, you know, properties, things of that nature, and they feel like a lot of government aid is being spent on illegals, you know. And the mayor of Chicago ran off of saying that he is not going to raise property taxes. He ended up trying to raise property taxes, I think like 400 million. And I think it was close to the penny of what it would cost and what the expenditures were dealing with the like illegals in Chicago. So people are upset. They're saying like, oh, we want to turn Chicago red. We want to make it Republican. The Democrats are not. And this goes all the way back until like when Rahm Emanuel, shout out to Marcus Chapman. I see you in here. Let me know if you can hear me good. This goes all the way out to when Rahm Emanuel was like running Chicago. A lot of people feel like Chicago has had its fair share of corruption when it comes to, you know, mayors and just the political arena that's been going on in Chicago. This mayor that we're about to get into, like, that's supposedly going to be going against everything that Trump wants to do with his immigration policies and the borders wants to go against all of that. This is the guy that took $80,000 from the taxpayers, right, in the fund, and he spent $80,000 and remodeled an office space for his wife. Some people are claiming, I'm not saying this, but some people were claiming that, yo, this is embezzlement. Why would he take $80,000 and do a remodel, especially when they have a budget crisis, right? Some of the things that he ended up buying for that office came into question. One of the things that was in question, people are like, yo, why are you buying like office chairs, which were like some of the wackest looking chairs that you can find, right? These are not like super extravagant chairs. They're like the bare minimum chairs, like almost as close to like card table chairs. That's how bad they look, right? And they were $4,000 a piece. So $8,000 for two chairs. Right. So people are looking like, yo, what is this mayor doing? He had like a desk. I think it was like $4,000 to $6,000 for the desk. They ended up looking at the ledger and seeing what the billing was for the labor cost of like removing and putting in new tile and things like that, and trying to just track down everything he was doing because his expenditures for the remodel just didn't make sense. It wasn't conservative in any type of way monetarily, especially when they're going through a budget crisis. And his reasoning for that, when he was pressed on it, he said every mayor can do that. There's like no oversight for this guy. Even the governor has been mum or quiet about what this mayor has been doing. People are so frustrated with this mayor that they're Miss Jackson is one of them, that they're trying to turn Chicago red because they feel like, hey, Rahm Emanuel didn't do anything for us. Like all these different, like, you know, politicians haven't really done anything for us other than like take from Chicago, you know, and we're not really getting anything from it. We see that, you know, illegals are coming into the areas, taking over. Nothing is being done about it. We're being treated like second class citizens, and they're being given all of, you know what I mean, everything that they can possibly get. You know, so I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. We're going to get to some of this news, but this is Fox News reporting on this. Shout out to Fox News.
Chicago resident and radio host P. Ray Easley. She attended yesterday's city council meeting. She once interned as a high school senior for then state senator Barack Obama and is now a supporter of President-elect Trump and served as a campaign surrogate over the course of the campaign. P. Ray, thank you for joining us today. It's good to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you for joining us. So this is Mayor Brandon Johnson on November 12th. So this is shortly after the election. And he was responding to some of the new policies that are the expectation in the incoming Trump administration with regard to deportation. Watch what he said on November 12th.
And, you know, even Eric Adams, right? This dude, I feel like this is just, I'm not saying this is true, right? I want to put that out there. I'm not saying this is true, but I feel like this is one of the most corrupt mayors I've ever seen in my life, bro. And for him to continue to just, from what it looks like, not listen to his constituents or not listen to the people that have voted for him, I think is insane. It is insanity. He is the epitome, you know what I mean, of, like, in my opinion, a rogue government politician is what I think he is. Completely against the interest of the people that voted him in. Like, this is why y'all have got to, let me tell y'all, it's thug life. It is what it is. Y'all, like, we as people, African American people specifically, we have got to be careful about voting for a person just because they are black. We cannot keep doing that, man. And you seen, even with Kamala Harris, like, people like, oh, we're gonna vote for her because she's black. Like, not knowing anything about this lady, not knowing what the administration is actually trying to do. Like, you know, are they trying to stop the war that's going on in Ukraine? Are they trying to agitate situations and make things more volatile with Ukraine and Russia? Like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? Like, they didn't care about, like, some of these people didn't care about interest rates being, like, really high, gas prices being high, food prices being high. And, you know, meanwhile, these people are in office not doing anything to really help. You know, and people are just voting off of identity politics and because people are just a certain color. I feel like this guy right here is the epitome of why you should never do that.
His threat is not just towards new arrivals and undocumented families. His threats are also against black families. I'm a descendant of slaves. Living through threat is painful. Why would I want anybody else to experience that? Whether you are a new arrival or someone who came up through the Great Migration from the South, we're not going to threaten people. We're going to stand up and fight for people.
P. Ray, what's your response to what the mayor had to say?
Is he serious right now? Like, when is the border policies that Trump wants to initiate have anything to do with black people?
Welcome.
Thank you so much for the
Can
invitation.
somebody tell
Thank
me,
you.
like, when? Like, I don't, like, what is this dude talking about?
His threat is not just towards new arrivals and undocumented families. His threats are
Bro,
also...
they're undocumented! What is wrong with you? How are you sitting here arguing in favor of keeping people who came here illegally? And they want to be mad at Eric Snowden. People like him, Newsom, this is insanity.
against black families.
They use slavery for everything, bro. Like, it don't even have to, nothing even has to do with slavery, and they'll bring it up. To try to, like, circumvent what's actually going on. And they're selling our country out.
Descendant of slaves. Living through threat is painful. Why would I want anybody else
Descendants of slaves living through threat. Do y'all hear him?
just towards new arrivals and undocumented families? His threats are also against black families. I'm a descendant of slaves. Living through threat is painful. Why would I want...
So Trump is about to go back and look at 100 years and start just kicking all the people that was born here out of America. Is that what you're trying to say? What are you saying, sir? I'm trying to be as objective as I can, y'all. What is this dude saying? How is this a threat to black people? Maybe it's the Dr. Pepper got me tripping. What is this?
Anybody else to experience?
Shout out to Eve. Eve, let me tell you what's going on, Eve. So this mayor right here, the mayor that seems to be completely against the interests of the people that voted for him, right? This mayor is trying to go against Trump's future border policies, and he don't want to abide by what Trump and the border czar wants to do with, like, shipping illegals back to wherever they came from, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's Mexico, wherever they came from. He doesn't want to abide by that, Eve. This guy is saying, right, that Trump's policies to get rid of the people that are here illegally and undocumented is going to affect black people. And it's a threat against black people. This is what this guy is saying.
Is not just towards new arrivals and undocumented families. His threats are also against black families. I'm a descendant of slaves. Living through threat is painful. Why would I want anybody else to experience that? Whether you are a new arrival or someone who came up through the Great Migration from the South. We're not going to threaten people. We're going to stand up and fight for people.
P. Ray, what's your response to what?
Yo, can somebody tell me what's going on with this man right here? Wall Dogs World, what's up with this mayor? Old Clubs, what is up with this mayor? Brian Crane.
The mayor had to say back on the 12th.
I think it's the most disrespectful thing he's ever said out of his mouth. We, the American Negro people, are 100% American. This illegal immigration, whatever they're calling it, it is none of our business. We are as American as sweet potato pie, and we stand with the American president to make our borders secure and make our citizens safe. It's an insult.
Bro, I think this mayor thinks, right? I think personally, this mayor thinks like a lot of other people think, right? They think that we have Democrat written on our birth certificate. And we don't care about common sense. Common sense politics. We don't care about what's actually being said. We don't care about the laws that's actually being written. We don't care about the executive orders that have actually passed. We don't care about none of that. None of that history. All we got to care about is vote blue and don't think about nothing else. Believe the Charlamagne, the guys of the world. Believe the D.L. Hugleys of the world. Believe the Stephen A. Smiths of the world. Don't do your research on your own. Just think the Red Party is against black folks. That's what they like. Bro, what in the world? Why would this guy even bring that up? This is literal insanity at its best. With this mayor right here. And I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. But as you gonna see, people in Chicago are standing up. And they want to turn Chicago red because it's people like him. They are feeling like they are corrupt and they're not paying attention to anything that's going on for them. And he's not concerned about their interests. He's concerned about illegal immigrants. People like him, and this is why they're going to end up standing up against him.
To our ancestors for him to try to use our generational
super chats is open
that we're trying to get over in our country. We're not guests here. This is our country. I'm an 8th generation free American. That's not counting before the 1870 census. So when we're talking about how we're going to deal with the illegals, we have zero American Negro political capital to spend on this. This is our country, and we want to make it great as well.
You know, it's fascinating to watch these various speakers at this event. The governor of Illinois, Governor Pritzker, has also said that he will do whatever it takes to protect the new arrivals that are, using up a lot of the services in Illinois right now. Here he is on November 14th. Watch this.
We have a law on the books in the state of Illinois called the Trust Act, which prohibits our local law enforcement and sheriffs and the like from coordinating with the federal authorities. I'm going to do everything that I can to protect our undocumented immigrants. They're residents of our state.
So it's pretty clear that he...
Evelyn, I see you. She said, girl, please, you are not free. Yo, Evelyn be wildin'. Sweet Blondie, I see you in the chat, said he's the enemy. Shout out to Mafioso with the $5 donation. Let's get a shout out to him. He is one of the biggest sponsors on the channel. I appreciate him. That's why I have made him a moderator. He said, wow, crazy how he is comparing slavery and illegal aliens as one and the same. This is what they do, bro. They feel like they can conflate, right, racism with everything. And we just gonna fall in line and be super supportive and believe in everything they talk about. Some people fall for it, some people don't.
And the mayor are out of step with the way that you think and the other individuals that we just watched. What's your sense of Illinois and Chicago in general? Do you see—
And hit the like button, Thug Life. Everybody hit the like. Double tap the screen. Stop playing with me. Everybody want me to talk about Drake, Lil Wayne, Kendrick Lamar. I'm not doing that. Hit the likes. Let me know why I need to be talking about this. If not, I talk about entertainment. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I want to talk about politics and let people see what is going on. Hit the likes, hit the emoji, like click the 3 like dots, hit the hearts, hit the everything.
A change happening? I mean, Biden obviously still won in the state of Illinois, but what do you see on the ground politically?
Well, yes, President Biden, or Kamala rather, won.
Excuse me, Kamala Harris.
However, we have increased the voter turnout for the Republican Party, specifically President Trump, astronomically. We made national news here. We don't have money to pay for these illegals anymore. We are out of the business of funding illegals, regardless of what the mayor or the governor is saying. We are looking forward to President Trump and Tom Homan coming here to assist us. And every day we share the number with each other.
Hey, we got people starting to roll in here. The reason why I got it on subscribers only because I'm going to be checking the comment section to see what you guys are saying. If it's pertaining to what I'm talking about, I'm going to be, you know, shouting out like people who are subscribed and also just like reading what y'all are saying.
Which is 866-DHS2-ICE. See something, say something. Send them to the city of Chicago. We're praying for ICE, and we cannot wait to get here. We are going to be lockstep with President Trump in Agenda 47's goal of securing who we are. It doesn't matter that
we riding with the felon, Thug Life. We rolling with Trump. I don't care what y'all say. We riding with him. You can't start that identity politics. You cannot start that trying to use the, you know what I'm saying? He don't like black people. We don't care about that. We see illegal immigrants rolling into our neighborhoods. If you come here legally, we riding with you. If you're coming here illegally and you're taking up the resources, people have an issue with that. This is why they're lobbying. This is why people are going, you know what I'm saying, and talking to the mayors and talking to the, you know what I mean, the governors and going into these offices and saying, this is a problem. Do something about it. Y'all can't just sit here and say Trump is a racist. I don't want to hear that. If anybody is racist, it definitely ain't Trump. I don't care what y'all say. Get mad. Get mad. I do not feel like he racist. I don't care, bro. Thug Life. I don't feel like he racist. I don't. Joe Biden, bruh, the crime bill, he was for that. His son out here smoking crack, doing everything. Like, there is videos of Joe Biden's son in questionable situations with, like, people that don't look like they of age. It's going all around Twitter right now. People are going crazy. And guess what he did? Like, he was for the crime bill. You was black. You do one of them things, you getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like the cracks and all that. You do that, you gone. You in jail. You selling it, you going to jail. But his son can be out here doing anything that he want. And he gets a pardon. People have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, justice is for y'all. It ain't for everybody else. That's what it seemed like. Joe Biden, what you should have did, because we're going to get into what Stephen A. Smith was saying. What you should have did is said from the door, I am pardoning my son. If you would have said that, the reception would have been different. We don't rock with your son, Hunter Biden. Nobody does. The laptop, nobody rock with him. He's saying the N-word allegedly, and they told ABC what was in the laptop, things that he was saying, questionable things about blacks and all that, and the ABC News don't want to touch that because they liberal. You know what I'm saying? So we don't rock with him. I don't like what he did to his brother. His brother passed away from brain cancer. He ends up messing with his wife. I don't like this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he reeks What is wrong with the world? Hunter Biden, you know, and you go ahead and pardon him. This dude like is wilding out, driving 120 something miles an hour down the street. You know what I mean? Doing all this craziness, you pardon him. Bro, y'all is wild. You know, but the law is for everybody else and not for him. No, we ain't doing that, bro. These Democrats ain't tricking me.
People don't like the president. It doesn't matter that people don't like his tweets or what they call rhetoric. We are fighting for our own survival. Our grandparents came up here as migrants, not these illegal immigrants. When they came up during the Great Migration, they stood on their feet in American factories to give us the land.
Say it again. Our great grandparents came here as migrants. Thug life. They brought us here. They was slaving. They brought us here. We ain't have to hop a fence. We ain't have to do none of that. They brought us here. And if we would have known what they was doing, of course we wouldn't be hopping a fence, working in fields, picking cotton. Y'all crazy? Yo, we about to hop that fence coming through Mexico. And you know what I mean? Be picking that cotton in America. What? Like what? Y'all brought us here, bruh. Some blacks was selling blacks. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Thug life. It is what it is. You know, but we was brought here to, it was a whole different story.
That we're currently trying to hold on to today, because a group chat should not be about.
Richard Mitchell is a member on this channel. Shout out to Richard Mitchell. You get a hand. Thug life. He said Joe Biden did the eulogy for the Grand Wizard of the KK. Yo, no cap. That is a fact.
Property taxes, but they are, because we are being.
Joe Biden got to be crazy. Going on the Breakfast Club say, if you ain't voting Democrat, you ain't black. Like what? Even like what's the lady? Kamala Harris. I don't want to say her name wrong. Kamala Harris. Even she was like questioning Joe Biden and low key saying that he was the R word. You know what I'm saying? Racist. You know what I mean? But then she wanted to ride with him and run with him. So, you know, whatever.
Tax so that the illegals can feast off of our hard work. What did they do to deserve this? Why are they so special that they get to come up to Chicago?
Another thing, we done built this country. Life. I don't care what Myron from Fresh and Fit said he came over. I don't like if I ever see him. Like, look, Thug Life. We built this country. Hard work. We was getting whipped. We was getting whipped. Hard work. We done fought through all the wars. Bruh, it ain't the same.
Just thrive while our people are struggling, going out in cold weather every day to get money to pay their taxes. We're not doing that anymore. And President Trump, please come to Chicago. Please, please, please. We're going to give you a ticker tape parade. We need you right here in our city to reinvigorate us.
Let's go, Trump. You got the support of the black community now. Let's go. Thug life.
Pire Easley, thank you very much. I'm going to ask.
And who is this lady anyway? She low-key fine. Like, who is that?
Jason Miller, who works for the president, if he plans on visiting cities like Chicago. So we'll try to get you an answer on that right away. Pire, thank you very much.
Shout out to her, though.
Chicago residents' outrage over the city's sanctuary policies erupted at a city council meeting yesterday. They gave Mayor Brandon Johnson and Chicago Democrats an earful for prioritizing illegal immigrants over struggling Americans and rooted for, listen to this, President-elect Trump.
So, Brandon, you...
She said, so Brandon. Hey, what an older black lady about to talk to you and she says, so, and then she say your name. Oh, you about to hear it. You know what I'm saying? She says, so Brandon.
And all these Democratic mayors out here and governors, y'all talking
about... Hit the
about...
like button. I don't want to say this again. Hit the like button now. We got 9,000 views in here. This is supposed to be 20,000. Hit the likes.
Crashing out for these illegals, right? You all stood up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. Credit mayors out here and governors, y'all talking about crashing out for these illegals, right? You all sit up there and
Yo, crowd care. Thug life. Say what it is. Thug life. They crashing out for the illegals. Thug life. That's what they doing. We saying what it is. We calling them out. We not playing. We turning Chicago red. We up in their face. They say something. I respect that. She not just sitting around complaining on the block with everybody. She up in their face. Like, we see what y'all doing. Y'all ain't rocking with us. Y'all ain't listening to us. It's a problem. We turning Chicago red. This is why we don't like you in Thug Life. Y'all know what I'm saying? I like that, bro. I'm about to, bro.
Y'all talking about crash.
Bro, if I rock with Nashville. They don't be doing nothing crazy. But if Nashville did something crazy, I'm up there. They don't really be doing nothing crazy because it's Republicans everywhere. I like how they run this place, for real. But if I was back in Cleveland, it'll be on, Cleveland. It will be on.
Out for these illegals, right? You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit, and you spent half of our money, half of that.
This is Chicago. This ain't the United States. This is Chicago in $1 billion deficit. That is a problem, dog. And he's spending their money like he got his hands in his pocket. You ain't gonna do nothing to me. Like, I'm gonna spend your money how I feel like spending your money. You ain't gonna do nothing. That's crazy. Talk to him, lady.
Illegals. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this right here first. Please come here first.
Yo, hey, girl, you gotta stop saying bad words, though. You can't be up there saying bad words. You don't want to give them... She a little bit too hood now. You don't want to give them a reason to escort you out. You want to go there peacefully and patriotically. Let your voice be heard. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go up there like, thug like. You don't want to be doing that. You want to chill. You know what I'm saying? Make your voice known. You know what I mean? And then like keep going. Somebody said, Eve said you from Cleveland. Yeah, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I live in Nashville, though.
Oh, man. Make an example out this.
Cleveland, Ohio was a little bit too blue for me, bro. I had to get out. It was too blue. I couldn't do it. I'm like, y'all a little bit too blue. I can't.
Right here first. Please come here first. Because you know what? We're going to help you. We want to forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your... Hold on a second. Stop her time.
Our mayor is embarrassing us, y'all, around the world. And you all took the power back from him to say the city of Chicago...
Yo, she got a Make America Great Again top hat. Hey, when I tell y'all black people love Trump, bro, I ain't lying. Like, we love Trump, bro. Bobby P said, these are the facts that people do not look up. And I knew this in 2020. Richard Mitchell, he is a member on this chat. Shout out to him. Shout out to Eve. Richard Mitchell said, you think that's bad? Check out Candace Owens. The scary stuff she was talking about the CIA brought me to chills. Yeah, I seen a little bit of it. I don't know if I could. She got like, you gotta understand. Hey, Richard, she got like 3 million subscribers. I got like 100,000. That's a little bit different. She could talk about. I mean, I ain't saying like if you got that many subscribers, you can like really say what you want, but I think you can kind of say what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a little bit different, you know? So I don't know. Like, her subscribers is way too crazy, like, compared to mine.
Is out of the...
So she can be interviewing, like, she could literally have, like, what's his name? Eric Snowden on there or something like that. And it'll stay up. Let me do something like that. The video gonna be gone. Then I'm gonna be crying, I'm going to Rumble. They're gonna be like... But a Candace Owens is a different story. You know what I'm saying?
the business of funding illegals. We are out of the business of prioritizing non-American citizens on top of the American.
And you got to think, like, right now, like, I usually be getting like views, right? So this video right now has got like 14,000 views on it. I mean, I've been live a little bit, but you know, I could see certain things. But when you got like a channel like hers, like, you can't, it's hard to slow down certain content with her because there's so many people watching. Like, I see, like, there's a lot of, like, right now, let me tell you, Richard Mitchell, there's a lot of likes coming in. I see them. A lot of likes, a lot of hearts, a lot of confetti, a lot of emoji faces. All of that is coming in right now, right? The video is throttled. Why? I don't know, right? But when you got like 3 million followers, you know, and then that notification goes out and it's blasted out, it's hard to, like, even like Hassan Campbell, right? I'm gonna say this. So Hassan Campbell, shout out to him. He's been complaining that his numbers are being messed with. I'm not saying that, right? I'm saying Hassan is saying that, right? And this dude got like 470 something thousand subscribers. And he's kind of like, he's been calling it out while he's been live. Like, you will see him live. It'll be like 3,000 people in the chat. He'd be like, look at the chat. It'll say 3, and then it'll drop to like 1,900. He'd be like, see, my numbers, you know, and he got under 1 million, you know, but he's got like 400 and something thousand subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I got 100,000. So I can't, like, certain topics I can touch on, but I can't get real too crazy. You know what I mean? Because this, I feel like they say it ain't protections when you reach certain stages, but I don't know, man. The data is out there. Make your own mind up. You know what I mean? But certain things I don't want to talk about yet.
Citizens who go out in this cold weather every day to make money to pay their taxes.
You so strong about protecting those aliens, but you won't do nothing for the U.S. citizens.
Here you are with another gritty property tax hike, trying to push the have-nots to house your precious illegal immigrants. You told Trump you ain't gonna blink? Well, we ain't either. You ain't above the law, and where you gonna run to when Trump pulls that Trump card out on you? I will make it my duty to try to get my gun to perform an Operation Grey Lord 2.0 in Chicago and lock all of you crooked Democrats and judges up. And it's just like that.
You
A diploma?
This is the election in a nutshell. I mean, if you could sum it up, you have progressive radicals who say, let's fund illegal immigrants over American citizens. Like,
what y'all think? Progressive radicals thinking about let's fund illegal immigrants over American citizens. The chat is open. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all want to comment or whatever, be prepared. I'm going to say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say what y'all saying. Thug life.
Brandon Johnson. And then you have Trump increasing his numbers double digits among all kinds of demographics. People in MAGA hats saying, we're rejecting this, Brian.
Governor Pritzker, too, said, you come from my people.
Richard Mitchell said, he is a member. He said, why do they do that? You are a part of media, bro. That's crazy. I don't know. But you also got to think, this is going to sound crazy, right? I'm not really mad at social media companies. And the reason why is because, like, you got to understand, under the Biden-Harris regime, that is a regime to me, right? And I feel like there was a lot of censorship under that regime when they came in. And you hear, like, Hillary Clinton, and I played plenty of videos of her saying social media is a problem and certain things need to be taken down. We've played during the election, Kamala Harris saying it multiple different times, Facebook needs to be taken down. We've talked about a lot of different things, and I've showed you a lot, right? You even have, like, TikTok, they introduced legislation to get rid of TikTok, right? I'm saying that to say this. If you are a social media entity or a company, right, and you see the move that was made against TikTok, you kind of want to play ball with them, right? At least while they're here. Because you don't want to run the risk to wake up in the morning and see that, oh my God, like, now they're coming after our company and they're forcing a sale. They're trying to say we are a monopoly or whatever they can put in the legislation to get rid of us. And then you're going to have it all to be, like, left up to the government. At the end of the day, the government, I feel like, I'm not saying this is true. I just feel like they are anti-people. Right. That's what I, you know what I mean? It's their constituents, the people that are giving them money. You know what I mean? That's what I think the government is they lobby for. They don't lobby for us. They lobby for other countries, give money to other countries. And you know what I'm saying? Whoever is giving the money, the donors, that's what they put pork in the bills and the legislation for. That's what I feel like, right? So if you are a social media entity or you are a company, you've got to think about staying alive during this administration. So sometimes you may have to do things that the general public may not look at as right? So you may have to super censor people. So like I get on Mark Zuckerberg a lot. I don't like go on Facebook almost ever unless I like want to see what a family member is doing or something like that. But I don't even really rock on my family like that. Thug life, I don't like y'all. It is what it is. Y'all trying to like talk to me because y'all see I'm on YouTube. I don't like y'all. None of y'all. I don't care. Thug life. I will never like, I don't like y'all. I don't come to y'all Thanksgiving. It is what it is. Right. But the only time I was, my bad family, only time I was, you know, going on there was to, I don't like y'all, Thug life. But the only time I was going, you know what I'm saying, looking at Facebook is when I was looking at family. You can't really post anything in favor of Trump on there, or you're going to get a warning, you know what I mean? Or on Instagram, you're going to get a warning, you know? So it's like, you know, even like Twitter at one point before Elon Musk bought it, my bad family, I was going in on my family, you know what I'm saying, Thug life, you know what I'm saying, I don't like them. But, you know, like, so, but like, you know what I mean? Like, so you go, like, Mark Zuckerberg is playing ball. Y'all got to remember, they had brought him in front of the, like, the committees, and like, you know, he was up there for like 8 hours answering questions. They were grilling him. He was all over every like publication and news station. And he don't want to do that again. Man, he don't want to lose his company. And in America, in the United States, I mean, we think this is a free market all we want, but the government can change things whenever they feel like it. They can take your company away. They can say anything. Like, the internet is not like reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like really freedom of speech. Like, you know, it's like its own like separate entity that the government has infiltrated. And if you want the internet to be running in America and your company to be like broadcasted and running in America, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to abide by rules. And a lot of people just abide by the rules. I feel like the reason why I went so crazy, shout out to J.S. Preezy with the $2 donation. Thank you for sponsoring this. He said, yo, Piper Boy, you got your crypto coins. You know what I'm saying? I don't give like any advice on here about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I'll say that this, you know, if I'm a social media company, I'm waiting for Trump to get in, right? Because he is going to loosen restrictions, you know, and allow, and he even said he's going to investigate who put all this stuff into place. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that's abiding by it or whatever, they're going to be investigated. I like that. When he said that, I went crazy on social media. I'm like, we have got to get Trump elected. You know what I mean? Because freedom of speech was at risk. Elon Musk bought Twitter, not because it was a good sound investment. He bought Twitter so he can unlock Donald Trump's social media account. Twitter, y'all got to understand, like when the Twitter files came out, it revealed that the GOV allegedly, you know what I'm saying, was conspiring and paying to suppress Republican posts. You know what I mean? And like accounts from Republicans was suspended for like nominal, like really like small things, you know? And so when he bought it, he uncovered all of that, start unlocking and unrestricting accounts. If he never would have done that, Donald Trump, I don't feel like would have had a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Elon Musk creating Twitter, you know what I'm saying, or rebranding Twitter into X or taking over Twitter, I think it gave Donald Trump a fighting chance, and it gave a lot of conservatives the ability to be able to speak without being heavily censored. You know what I mean? Because if you look at the mainstream media, Thug Life, look at them. CNN, MSNBC, CBS, they all left-leaning. Even NPR, I don't care. Like, they could say whatever, like, but they are left-leaning to me. So you got all of this media that's left, right? Even like the music industry, black music artists, they are left-leaning. They might get in the podium, not the podium, but the voting booth, and they might vote Republican, whatever. But what they gonna tell you is that they are liberal. The music industry, all of that. So there is so much in favor of the left, it ain't even funny. You know, so you kind of outweighed if you are like right wing, because all you see really is Fox News. You know what I mean? And then you got a plethora of other platforms that are left leaning. So I think him buying Twitter was very, very important in terms of leveling the playing field. And he opened up the minds of everybody, and people seeing like Elon Musk posted. Elon Musk got like 100 million people plus following him. You know, and he's showing you like on X, which you cannot see on a lot of these different platforms, right? And he's showing you, and he's just like, look, if you type in how to vote for Donald Trump here, look what comes up. And like it shows you, and he's like screen recording and showing you, and it's pulling up Kamala Harris. And he's showing you that. And he's saying like, yo, on Twitter, if you see any voting irregularities, make sure you go ahead and post it on X so it's not removed. You know what I mean? Because you can't just get on like any platform and just post that. You know what I mean? So I think like Twitter was definitely a major move that was very much needed, you know, and, you know, shout out to Elon Musk. I ain't got no problem with him. I rock with him. The only thing I don't like is some of these updates that be going on the Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Like he be updating the Tesla way too much, moving stuff around. Sometimes I don't even know how to work my own car. JS Preezy with the $2 donation. He said, no doubt, but I'm telling you to get Hadira. Salute. Yo, I don't mess with none of them meme coins. I don't mess with none of that, bro. Like, I don't feel like that's a sound investment to me. You know, I mean, y'all do whatever y'all want, but to me, I'm not giving any advice. I don't rock with like meme coins and stuff like that. Richard Mitchell said, oh, wow. Yeah, man. Shout out to Elon Musk.
You got to go through me first.
First of all, oof, these Republican ladies, Jesus. Yo, it be different. Like you'll be listening to like Joy Reid, like the Democratic ladies, and you be like, you watch The View, like to, you know what I'm saying, to see what's going on. Like, you know, people may comment or whatever, react. You be like, but then you see this. The Republican girls got it down pat, bruh.
Mayor Brandon, whatever his name
Johnson
comes out. How do I forget the name Johnson?
That's okay.
Pretty well. But he comes out and says, we have repaired the relationships with our police force. The last thing we're going to do is reopen those scabs and allow that. What are you talking about? When ICE shows up with a detainer and says he wants that prisoner, you should say, please take the gangster off my hands and his neck tattoo and put him back in Venezuela. This is, I didn't see any of that. I am so encouraged to hear that, because what is in the best interest of the people instead of your backwoods party? The people are saying, you're taking my services, you're overriding my classrooms, you're taking my money, you're ruining my airports, you're taking over my subways, you're taking over my streets. Please tell me, stop helping me. You're not doing anything for me. And this is the minority community who, with President...
Isn't that insane? Like, how did y'all feel, right? Yeah, the Republican baddies, mafia, so man... Lord, the Republican got some good looking girls. Hey, but how did y'all feel? Like, really, everybody in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you subscribe, you know what I mean? Thug Life, right? How did y'all feel when y'all found out that Fox News was actually the news network that was telling you the truth? Bruh, like, I grew up in a Democratic area with Democrats all around me. Like, they trying to indoctrinate all of that. Like, bro, when I finally moved away from Cleveland and I seen the other side and I was paying attention and saw that the liberal media was the actually ones that was misleading me with different topics and stuff like that. And then I seen that the Republican Party was actually telling me the truth. I'm like, yo, it was like a shock to my prefrontal cortex couldn't like process. I'm like, what is this? Like, what he's saying, bro, he telling you the truth. Like, yo, like, people are feeling like y'all ain't doing nothing. Like, all this is being infiltrated. Y'all are doing nothing for us.
MAGA hat saying, we're rejecting this, Brian.
Governor Pritzker, too, said, you come from my people, you got to go through me first. Mayor Brandon, whatever his name
Johnson
comes out. How do I forget the name Johnson?
That's okay.
Pretty well. But he comes out and says...
Can I just say shout out to the Republican girls? I know my girl gonna look at this and get mad. She be getting mad. Shout out to the Republican girls. Shout out to them. Shout out Shout out to them. Michael Mosley said, been thug life since YouTube had just stuck at 68,700,000 subscribers. Facts. Shout out to you. Wav Funk said, ha 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 ha. Even the folks had CNN on round the clock. Mafioso said Fox News is pretty good and Newsmax too. Soul Scribe said, laugh my A word off. Bro, I felt I needed a checkup. Yo, when I found out they was telling me the truth, bro, I was arguing with a Republican, bro. And I'm like, you can't be believing them. And I had went and did my research, and I'm like, I was intent on proving Fox News wrong, and they was right, bro. I can't remember what the subject was. And they was right. I'm like, wait a minute. It's the girl I was messing with, right? You know, like they, you know what I mean? Republicans out here. And so, like, the people she was with was, like, around or cool with was, like, Republicans. I was, like, trying to find things, and I could not find anything that substantiate how I felt. Like, the facts was on Fox News. I'm like, oh, man. I might need a checkup or something. Like, Soul Scribe said, Charles Smith both only feel comfortable because they saw us, and a massive majority moved right. Yeah, then you got to think about, like, yo, there's a big movement of people stopping. They're not listening to MSNBC no more. They moving over to Fox News. They're not listening to CNN no more. The ratings are dropping. Fox News ratings is going up. You know, they say Fox News is racist. I see a black lady right there. Right there. You know, so I don't know. Sean Hannity, well, they giving all the airtime to Sean Hannity. Well, Sean Hannity is a very good reporter, I feel like. He's a very good reporter. Hey, Mafioso. I knew my girl was, bro, I knew my girl was going to see me talking, bro. Y'all be getting me in trouble. Mafioso with the $2 donation. Thug Life, he said, look at those 4 baddies on that couch. I didn't say it. Mafioso said it. It's not me. It's Mafioso. It be the comments.
We have repaired the relationships with our police force. The last thing we're going to do is reopen those scabs and allow that. What are you talking about? When ICE shows up with a detainer and says he wants that prisoner, you should say, please take the gangster off my hands and his neck tattoo.
Sean said Forbes News was the most unbiased.
Put him back in Venezuela.
If you want to see, like, really unbiased, like, you got to go to, like, Snopes. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
I didn't see any of that. I am so encouraged to hear that, because what is in the best interest of the people instead of your backwoods party? The people are saying, you're taking my services, you're overriding my classrooms, you're taking my money, you're ruining my airports, you're taking over my subways, you're taking over my streets. Please tell me, stop helping me. You're not doing anything for me. And this is the minority community.
Marcus Chapman, you ain't right, bro. He said you sleeping on the couch tonight.
President increased in all those areas. I just hope he uses this time to go back to President Trump with his staff that he's building up, to go back to Chicago, back to New York, back to Philadelphia. Says, now that I got some of your votes, I want to find out how else I can help. I saw you, Ted. I saw you on Outnumbered. I want to help you out. How do I do that? How do you convince your politicians to give me the power to let Tom Homan do his job?
Yeah, well, he's doubling down. Harris, listen to Mayor Brandon Johnson on his words for the Trump administration.
Our values will remain strong and firm. We will face likely hurdles in our work over the next 4 years, but we will not be stopped, and we certainly will not go back.
We will not go back.
You said our values will remain strong.
We will not go back. Like, people actually like really rocking with what he wants.
They're anti-American values. Like, this is what the people voted for, including people in his own city and state. So if he's saying that our values were, whose values is he talking about?
Yeah.
Which people?
He's talking about the illegal immigrants' values. I don't think he's talking about the values of the people that's been rocking with him. I don't think he's talking about that. He's talking about the illegal values. That's what he's talking about.
Does he represent? Because it's not the people who voted for Trump. I loved what the previous
Somebody
gentleman
said, I hope you ate supper. Look, I went to Costco. I got some food at the... Because I'm like, I'm going live. I might say something wrong. Let me eat now.
Someone said, though, and I'm going to say it the way he said it. You told Trump you ain't going to blink. We ain't going to blink either.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, that's the thing. Why don't you believe the voters? I really don't get this. But I will say this. There's money in it. There's money in it. And so if they fix all the problems.
Oh, shout out to Rapmatic. They just messaged me. Shout out to them. Thug Life. Yo, they got a lot of subscribers too. Shout out to them.
And they make everything.
Rapmatic, Thug Life. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out in a minute. Thug Life. Thug Life. Thug Life. When I go into entertainment, I'm checking it out.
Go away and they keep those police officers employed and happy and all of that.
Yeah, he got a Michael Mosley. He got. Hold on. Somebody said, "Hey, Wab Funk." Yes, he's got a mohawk.
They run on. No one will have a victimhood. No one will have grievance. We'll always have some crime in society. I'm not saying that it'll be completely.
Thank y'all for hitting the 100s. I see y'all hitting the 100s. Also hit the hearts and all of that. If y'all can, double tap the screen. It's a lot of people in here right now. Double tap the screen. Stop playing with me.
Wiped away. But it doesn't give them the soapbox moment as the left to be able to say, I ran on keeping those people from putting you in chains.
Well, couldn't they say I fixed it?
I believe Joe Biden said when he.
Oh my God. Who is this? Oh my God. I don't know what she looked like though, but I'm just saying, like, shout out to her. Hey, somebody said he's about to get put out the office. He will not get another term.
He was running.
Harris couldn't say you could run on I fixed it. Why doesn't the mayor try to fix it?
Oh, well, he has a plan, Emily. So the $300 million.
Michael Mosley. It's just been like the Blue Wrench. I get a lot of, like the people that support Super Chat the most, like some of the biggest contributors, I go ahead and just give them a wrench.
Property tax was voted down by the city council. And I was so intrigued by what he said after. Listen to this. Here's his plan. During a news conference after the city council meeting, Johnson said he and the city council will balance the budget, but insists he's talking with state and congressional leaders about progressive revenue. Well, what is progressive revenue? I didn't know revenue had a political ideology. I guess it does for the mayor.
This is
progressive revenue.
A shocking lack of understanding of simple math and simple economics. So here's the thing. Chicago.
We got 200 subscribers. Shout out to everybody that ended up subscribing. I appreciate you. Michael Mosley said, Piperweight, how do I get a wrench? Going to be going live in the shed. I'm in the shed right now, bro. Like the house, like I don't go live in the house, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in the shed right now going live. My kids be sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like they sleep right now for school. I don't want to be in there yelling and acting crazy. And plus, tax purposes, I got an office. You know what I mean? So it's away from the house. You know what I mean?
Has the second highest debt in the entire country, about $43,000 per taxpayer. But here's the thing. When you add in the fact that they are also responsible.
Also, all y'all, like 200 people subscribe. Appreciate all y'all for subscribing. If y'all can, click the notification bell too so you can get notified on when I start dropping uploads. I appreciate y'all. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Well, for Illinois' debt, they become not second to New York City, but they become number one. So Brandon Johnson is sitting there saying that he's talking with
Oh my God, another fine Republican lady. Oh my God. I believe everything she said, everything.
Of leaders about balancing the budget. Yeah. You are so far past that economics. And that is why to all of
she all right.
Of those testifying to their points as they see the police department that has been gutted, as they see them among the highest homicide rates in the nation that are disproportionately killing 18 to 24-year-old black men. And then they're being told, oh, when you move here or when you live here, over 13% of your income alone is going toward our debt. On top of that, you add, this is
right.
All per the City Journal, per Truth in Accounting, they are the highest in sales tax in the entire country. Yeah. And they are almost...
Wow. Alexa, which state has the highest sales tax?
From Investopedia.com. California has the highest state sales tax rate in the U.S.
Alexa, stop. So it says California. She lying.
Highest in terms of property taxes and also some of their liabilities. So the
Alexa, who has the highest property taxes in America? What state?
According to another Amazon customer, New Jersey is the state with the highest property taxes.
Alexa said,
I'm not quite sure.
Alexa, stop. She said like New Jersey. First of all, that lady right there, whoever dating her beat the game. Let me look and see. Which state highest property taxes? Let's see if y'all chat got it right. New Jersey. Alexa was actually right. Shout out to Alexa. Alexa, you smart. New Jersey. I ain't never living there. I ain't never. My uncle Gerald Levert, like his baby mama, you know what I'm saying? She used to like live in he like my, what is she, like my second cousin, like had a kid with him or whatever, and we just called him my uncle. Like thug life. It is what it is. I used to go to Gerald Levert. He like a singer. I used to go to his house for like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it, like New Year's Eve and all that stuff? Shout out to him, bro. You know what I'm saying? He ain't alive no more, but yeah, I used to kick it in New Jersey all the time, bro. Like, it's that expensive there. It's crazy.
Irony there is that their residents are suffocating under the most massive.
But she was trying to say Chicago. Did she say something that we missed?
Also, some of their liabilities. So the irony there is that their residents are suffocating under the. They become not second to New York City, but they become number one. So Brandon Johnson is sitting there saying that he's talking with progressive leaders about balancing the budget. Yeah. You are so far past that economics. And that is why, to all of those testifying to their points, as they see the police department.
This lady, Miss Jackson, y'all see her up here. That is my girl. She be going in on them Democrats, bro. She be wild, and I think she kind of kickstarted it and gotten everybody like to pay attention to what's going on. Miss Jackson, shout out to Miss Jackson. Whoo, I am for real. Shout out to her.
That has been gutted as they see them among the highest.
All right, Time on my side said Aurora, Illinois, and Peoria are in top 5 property taxes.
Homicide rates in the nation that are disproportionately killing.
And then I said, but Bridgeport, Connecticut, Highway City property tax.
18 to 24-year-old black men. And then they're being told, oh, when you move here or when you live here, over 13% of your income alone is going toward our debt. On top of that, you add, this is all per the City Journal, per Truth and Accounting, they are the highest in sales tax in the entire country.
Okay, she said sales tax. Alexa, who has the highest sales tax in America?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, California is the state with the highest sales tax.
Alexa, stop. California. She's lying.
And they are almost the highest in terms of property taxes and also.
She's lying. We just seen that. That's not true. It's New Jersey.
Some of their liabilities. So the irony there is that their residents are suffocating under the most massive debt. And
Alexa, what is the property tax in Peoria?
From expertise.com. As of 2023, the median property tax in Maricopa County, where Peoria is located, is $1,418 per year for a home worth the median value of $238.
Alexa, stop. $1,400 a year ain't really that bad compared to a lot of places.
And most massive liabilities and burdens in the entire
Peoria. It's not that bad.
Country, and yet this person is sitting there saying that he can speak better for them and that he knows what's better for their pocketbook. And by the way, everyone fleeing that city, they are the ones who
oh my God, Fox, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know why y'all made me fans. Y'all know why y'all made me fans of this channel. They know what they doing. Tell me Fox News don't know what they doing. Like, y'all, look at this. Shout out to Fox News. Look what they are doing right now. Look at what they are doing. I'll be glued to Fox News. Like, Fox, what is Fox uploading next?
luxury of doing so. It's those disenfranchised, underserved, mostly people of color there that are stuck there and therefore saddle even greater with that burden thanks to Mayor Brandon Johnson.
And despite all of that, let's pull up the amount of money, taxpayer dollars, your dollars, Chicago, that have been spent on illegal immigrants, the migrant crisis. $574.5 million, and then almost $1 billion budget.
$5 donation. Shout out to you, Doug Life.
Deficit, Kennedy.
Yeah, and that's during an inflationary period. And, you know, the progressive revenue, it's actually a double entendre because these are progressive, politically progressive ideas about taxing the rich. And it also means like a progressive tax is the more you make, the higher your tax rate will be, which again just invites people who make money to leave the city because why would
Colin Radley, shout out to you. I'm surprised you don't have a wrench yet. Colin Radley, do you want a wrench? I will give you a wrench. You are one of the biggest contributors of the channel. He said, hold up, wait a minute.
Stay there if you're being punished and you have so little return on your investment. You also have a limited pool of resources, and that means that the people who need it, now that they're competing with people from all over the world who need even more because they probably never lived in a really cold climate, and winter is here. So they're having to fight for that. So that's why you're seeing people who, you know, probably never voted Republican in their lives. They want something different because progressivism has failed writ large, but it has failed them personally, and they're absolutely sick of it. If Brandon Johnson were running right now, he would...
I had to add you as a moderator, Colin Radley.
Absolutely lose.
And I didn't think it could get worse than Lori Lightfoot, but then came Brandon Johnson. He said, hold my beer, Lori. Watch me.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno.
All right, let's see what they got to say before we move into the next news.
For Thanksgiving, city council members are looking to sell about $806 million in municipal bond refinancing, all while there's a budget standoff with the mayor.
You are going down in history as the worst mayor in America. Let's start with cutting yours. You making too much money. Let's start there. And now let's start with the police detail you had, the 200 police detail you had. Let's start with that. Because you Democrats, and you remember you told us to defund the police. Remember, you ran on that. Remember, you was to defund the police. Let's start with that. Let's defund the police detail that you have. And let's put the police back in our neighborhood, because we're not for defunding the police.
Boy. I know that Brandon Johnson is going to hate this video because we got to talk about
Game
Chicago.
over.
Okay, the woke mayor is running the city into the ground. Bankruptcy. Okay, Chicago is going the same way that Oakland is going when it comes to not having any more money. Okay, they're on the verge of having a credit rating downgrade. Okay, investors are nervous because of the city's finances. Okay, they are billions of dollars in debt. They have to try to cut the deficit, but it's hard because Brandon Johnson wants to fund his progressive priorities, like for example the illegal immigrants, and he wants to make sure that the teachers unions continue to get paid, right? They get their salary increases and their pensions, right? That is what Brandon Johnson has been.
Shout out to Colin Radley, one of the biggest contributors, bro.
Prioritizing, okay? And it is driving the city into bankruptcy. Now, this is a very, very, very interesting situation because if the city gets a credit downgrade, then it's going to be harder for them to get loans in order to.
What do y'all think? Y'all think Chicago should get a credit downgrade? I mean, as long as this guy's running it, yes. Downgrade it
for their budget, right? So again, you see how this spiral works. Essentially, you take out loans that you really can't pay for, right? You probably shouldn't be taking out these loans, but you take them out anyways just to survive. And then you end up not being able to pay back these loans. So therefore, you have a credit downgrade. And now it's harder to get more loans to help you cover a budget that you can't pay for. Okay, so yeah.
Yo, Eric said they just had a $700 million property tax increase across Cook County.
They're in a downward spiral, just like the city of Oakland is happening in Chicago. It is happening because of progressive leadership. And the residents of Chicago are going off on Brandon Johnson over this. And I want to talk about it, but before we get into it.
Are you serious? Hold on. Are you for real? Hold on. I know they was talking about it. Oh my God, bro. Like, look, y'all. Let me show y'all something. Hit the like button, subscribe. Stop playing with me, Thug Life. Thug Life, subscribe. Let me show y'all. Overall, property taxes across Cook County rose by approximately $706 million to $18.3 billion, a 4% increase from 2023. More than 86% of this increase will be shouldered by Chicagoland homeowners. That is crazy, bro. What? Condo HOA and landlord tenant law blog. Illinois has now surpassed New Jersey for the highest effective property taxes. My bad, Fox News. Y'all was right. Alexa wrong. She late. Alexa is late. Alexa, stop. Stop. Alexa, stop. You late. Stop. Illinois has now surpasses New Jersey for the highest effective property tax rate in the nation, according to a recent report by Adtom Data Solutions. Illinois' 2023 effectively property tax rate, calculated as taxes paid relative to median home value, is 1.88%. This rate, the highest in the country, increased from 1.78% from previous year. Illinois' property tax rates in perspective: New Jersey 1.64%, Connecticut 1.54%, New York 1.46%. I thought New York would be higher, and Nebraska 1.46% were also in the top 10 states with the highest effective property tax rates 2023. Conversely, the 10 states with the lowest rates include Hawaii, Arizona, Alabama, Delaware, and Tennessee. That's where I'm at. I mean, we don't like all them Democratic taxes. It is what it is. A number of Illinois metro areas were hit the hardest by increasing property tax. 5 of the top 10 metro areas in the United States with the highest effective property tax rates are in Illinois. Rockford ranks second nationally with a rate of 2.41%. Champaign, Urbana, third at 1.95%. Peoria is fifth, and Springfield is sixth with both 1.9%. The Chicago metro area comes in at eighth with the 1.84% effective property tax rate. That's crazy, bro. Breaking down Cook County and Chicago property tax increase. In Cook County South and Southwest suburbs, the median homeowners saw their property tax bills rise nearly 20% in 2024. Ain't no way, bro. I will be up out of there. Ain't no way, bro. You not about to raise my property tax. I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm going to Nashville, Tennessee. I am leaving. That's crazy, bruh. Near 20% in 2024, according to a mid-June study from Cook County Treasurer Maria Papa's office. The increase follows the reassessment of property values in the South and Southwest suburbs by a Cook County assessor who reassesses all properties in the county every 3 years. The reassessment led to an increase in tax bills for newly reassessed residential properties in the south suburbs, marking the largest jump in at least 30 years. That is crazy. When my property taxes went up, I went crazy, bro. I was voting every time I seen, like, if I thought they was voting, I was up at the church where we be voting. I was up at the church and we voting this week. We got to get the Democrats out of here. Are we voting? They'd be like, nah, we about to have church. When y'all voting again? When is the ballots gonna be here? When my property taxes went up, I went crazy. And I found out it was the Democrat that did it. You know what I'm saying? So this is crazy, bro. It says the reassessment led to an increase in tax bills for newly reassessed residence properties in the south suburbs, marking the largest jump in at least 30 years. And 15 southern Chicago suburbs, residential property taxes surged by at least 30%. The median property tax bill in the south suburbs Chicago areas is now $6,117. In the north and northwest Chicago suburbs, the median residential tax bill is now $3,800 and $3,811. This includes single-family homes, condominiums, and townhouses. The median commercial property tax bill in the north and northwest Chicago suburbs is $12,156. About 90% of businesses in Chicago and the north and northwest suburbs saw higher tax bills, bro. I would be leave. If I was a business, I would leave, bro. Ain't no way. Overall property taxes across Cook County rose by approximately $706 million to $18.3 billion, a 4% increase from 2023. More than, bro, I gotta, hold on, let me screenshot it. Hold on. This is crazy. I gotta send this to somebody. This is insane, bro. Hold on, my bad, y'all. We gonna get back to it. I gotta send this to my friend, bro. Like, this is crazy. That's crazy. Ain't no way I'll be living there. Anyway, overall property taxes across Cook County rose by approximately $706 million to $18.3 billion, a 4% increase from 2023. More than 86% of the increase will be shouldered by Chicagoland homeowners. Cited reasons for the substantial increase in property taxes include higher levies from taxing bodies, increased public school budgets, which public schools are ghetto. I don't know what they're going to be using all that money for. I don't know. The elimination of COVID-19 assessment reductions. What? Why y'all raising the property tax because of that? That's crazy. The elimination of COVID-19 assessment reductions and rising home sale prices. All right, I can understand that, but that, like, they raising them crazy. Illinois residential and commercial property tax appeals explain. Appealing your property taxes is one way to ensure that the amount you pay is fair, whether you live in the north and northwest suburbs, southwest suburb, or in the city of Chicago. When you file an appeal, you are not actually challenging the tax bill. You are contesting the value of your house or building as determined by the county assessor. That's everywhere. Because when I seen like my property taxes go up, y'all, I was going crazy. I'm like, yo, how can I fight this? They like, you really can't do nothing until you a senior citizen. They go like, you can fight it, you know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to. It's really about what your property is worth. Like, you can like try to argue that your property is worth less, you know what I mean? But then you got to be arguing like all the neighboring, you know, properties within your area. Like, are they worth less? Like, you know, chances are they're worth more. So it's gonna be hard to fight that, you know? So when I was going through that, like, it was crazy. And they said the only way they really stop that is when you become a senior citizen, you know, and then they can. So I don't know. It says, what are some reasons to challenge your assessment? The assessor's market value is higher than actual market costs. Results of an assessment sales ratio study show that the assessment value is a higher percentage of market value for the property than the prevailing township or county median level. The primary assessment of the property is based on inaccurate information, such as incorrect measurement of a lot or building. The assessment is higher than those of similar neighboring properties, right? So that's what I tried to argue, but it like all the property value went up, so I couldn't really do nothing. And then my mortgage went up $100 a month, and it was nothing I can do. Because I always thought, like, when you bought a property, like, that's what it is. You hedge yourself against inflation. You know, like, if a landlord, you know, they could raise your rent like $100 a year, keep doing stuff, or even more, you know. So I'm like, yo, if I buy a house, that stops all that. But then, like, I had bought like right around the time where they was gonna do that, you know, reassess everything. And then I got hit with that. I'm like, I thought I was locked into a certain rate. And they're like, nah, they can do reappraisal increases, property tax increases, whatever they want to keep jacking it up. And that's when I was like, who did this? And they're like, Democrats. And I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I was so mad. It said there are formal and informal processes for appealing property taxes. And how you gonna really appeal property taxes to the government? Government that's taxing me, please don't tax me. They're gonna look at you like you crazy. No, we taxing you. You know what I mean? These are formal and informal processes for appealing property taxes. Deadlines, complaint form, evidence, and rules of property vary. The appeal decision is reached by county officials, like they're going to be favoring you. Yeah, right. There are also varying levels of appeals, board of review, property tax appeal board, circuit court, that can impact the appeal decision time frame. You have the option to appeal on your own, or you can hire an attorney who specializes in property tax law to handle your appeal. An attorney can assist at every step of the process to boost your chances of a successful property tax appeal, in which I think personally, and I'm not saying this is a fact, the attorney's gonna make a bunch of money off of you going through the process when they know they can't really beat that. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. Legal resources. It says if you are a Chicago, we ain't about to go through all of that. So yeah, like Chicago is crazy right now. Ain't no way.
I want to play this news clip so you guys get a better understanding of the budget crisis that Chicago is currently facing.
City being this.
Ivy said, I can feel you people's pain. A subscriber, Christina Toledo, shout out to you. Welcome back. Said, it's crazy. My father-in-law doesn't want to do more work on the house because that will increase his property tax even more. You are absolutely, I think, right. You know what I mean? Like if you, I mean, I don't know. I think property taxes, I'm not going to say you're right? Because I think that they kind of just go off of the neighborhood. They don't like pick your house. I don't think they do that. You know what I'm saying? From what I understood, at least where I'm from, Nashville, Tennessee, right? I'm not from here, but where I moved, Nashville, Tennessee. They kind of just look across the board of the area. The problem I'm going to face, like where I live at, right? Thug life, it is what it is. I'm an open book. I'll tell you what's going on. There are a lot of businesses coming in and they're buying up all the homes because where I live at is a very good spot to buy a house, right? I ain't gonna say why, you know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna say too much where I'm at, but it's a very good spot to buy a house. They're buying up all the houses on the street that I live on. And so what they're doing is they're tearing them down and they're building like these big, huge houses, like on the lots. What do you think that's gonna do? The neighborhood, it's already a good neighborhood. It's going to go crazy, right? In terms of value. So the issue because I'm getting people like hitting me up on a regular, like companies trying to buy the house. What you want to sell the house for? I'm not selling it because I'm going to have a problem buying another house that's even close to the area that I'm in. You know what I mean? Even if I've got liquidity or like $100,000 extra, you know what I'm saying, on hand to just dump on a house. A lot of these people don't want to sell to private like buyers, even if you offering $10,000 or $15,000 above like asking, because they don't want to wait for the 30 days to close on a conventional loan. You see what I'm saying? They would rather just like sell it to a business, because most businesses are more than likely just going to tear the house down. So they don't care if the HVAC is working. They don't care if maybe a wall got a hole in it. They don't care about none of that. You see what I'm saying? So if you are a homeowner, you don't have to deal with fixing or repairing anything if you sell into a business. So you might think of, yeah, it's an extra $10,000, but what if I got $10,000 worth of work that needs to be done to this house? You know what I mean? Then I do the work to the house, and the chances that the person that's trying to buy the house through the conventional loan, their loan could fall through because the person could end up trying to buy an extra car and do something silly that ends up knocking out their loan, and then they can't buy the house, or they can get in financial trouble for whatever reason and not being able to buy the house. So now you didn't just put $10,000 to $15,000 into the house, fixing whatever that was wrong with it, and you can't even sell it to the person that was a prospective buyer. Rather than dealing with all of that, I could just sell it straight to a business. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of businesses now are, you know, taking advantage and just coming in. We'll offer you asking. We're not offering you anything else above asking. And we will close on this house as soon as possible and give you the check. You go on about your way. We get the property. It is what it is. We pay the closing costs and we good. You know, and people see that and they just want to roll with it. So, you know, a lot of these companies, they coming in, they're buying up everything. I'm not selling until I retire. You know what I mean? Or, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? If I really need to sell, I'm trying to hold on to this house forever. You know what I mean? Rent it out or whatever, especially it's in a good area. But these people just going to tear it down, build either 2 houses on the property, or they're going to build a big house on the property. You know, so I'm not dealing with that, bro.
Far from a budget deal this late in the calendar, but that's the situation here as talks heat up.
Another thing y'all got to think about, shout out to Jamie Maliki. I see you in here as a member on the channel. A lot of y'all remember, like around COVID, right? A lot of people are having issues because people who are leasing the buildings, right? Office buildings and stuff like that. The workers didn't want to go to the office for whatever reason, right? COVID. And a lot of people who were running the business found out that they can run their business with employees working at home. And sometimes it was more beneficial because the employee was more productive. They felt more comfortable doing the work at home than they did in the office. That became a problem for the companies who were buying buildings and leasing out office space, right? So then they started having situations to where some office space was vacant. So they started losing money. And then you got to think, they got a big building they got to pay for every month. You know what I mean? So what a lot of people started doing, those companies, they started going ahead and saying, okay, well, we're going to start making Americans renters. You know what I mean? They're going to be the people leasing from us. So instead of us spending $500 million on a building, like you would see downtown or whatever, like 200 million, whatever, on a building that you would see downtown, they will just take the 500 million, 100 million, whatever it is, and just buy up neighborhoods and then turn neighborhoods into apartment complexes and do things like that. You know, so like right now, like if you own a house, do what you want to do. I'm holding on to I'm trying to buy a second house. It is very difficult to buy a second house. I went ahead, I paid off all my cars. Hold on, let me show y'all real quick. Thug Life. Let's just show y'all I'm not playing, bro. And I'm hiding like my information on it, but just to show y'all, bro. Stop trying to sell me on stuff, Twitter. Get away from me, bro. So let me show y'all, right? I paid off, I bought a Tesla in 2023. It's paid off. I paid it off. It's the title. You know what I'm saying? I paid off my cars, my motorcycles, all of that because I'm trying to buy another house. The problem, you know what I'm saying, that I'm having with trying to buy a house is I'm losing the, you know what I'm saying, the bids to companies. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, Wav Funk, I see you, bro. I'm not refinancing nothing. I'm keeping this house forever.
There for 18 months now.
I don't, bro. You only got so much life, bro. You know, I don't have time to start another 30-year mortgage. I'm not doing that, bro.
Constituent has ever come
I'll buy another house, rent it out, have somebody else like pay the house off. But like as far as like me refinancing, that's starting it all over. And my interest rate is like crazy low. I bought my house under Trump, so my interest rate is low, and I can't find no interest rate lower than what I have. So it will be pointless for me to refinance.
Up to me and said,
"So you see that, you heard that, okay?
It's crazy.
What you have here is a city in chaos, okay? Because Brandon Johnson has decided to essentially run up the debt and deficit of his city, funding his progressive priorities. Like you guys saw there, he wanted to fund a guaranteed income program, right? When the city is billions of dollars in debt. No. We should be funding guaranteed income in illegal immigrants, okay? And again, the teachers. Now, when you talk about budget cuts, right, and cutting services, at the end of the day, man, people have to live within their means, okay? For whatever reason, Democrats don't believe that applies to governance, right? They don't believe that they should have to live within their means.
Wait, they can just keep taxing everybody else.
Funding and spending priorities, but I guarantee you there's a whole lot of waste, fraud, and abuse.
I see y'all hitting the hearts. I appreciate that.
In Chicago, and when it comes to the things that they are spending money on, okay? They always want to make it seem like, oh, well, if you're forced.
Y'all know they trying to throttle the video. So y'all, if y'all can like go crazy on the double taps, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. We got 67,000 views on this video right now. Very good views. You know what I mean? Considering the topic, you know, and it shows that some people may be interested in what's going on in Chicago, of them turning it red.
Spending cuts, that means you're for cutting police officers and firefighters and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, well, listen, here's the thing. Nobody wants that to happen. But first, before you cut there, right, what people are asking for is that you cut the waste, fraud, and abuse. Like, for example, Brandon Johnson's salary. This man is making $200,000+ a year. Okay, $200,000.
Brandon Johnson, how much is he making? I said salary, bro. Let's see, Brandon Johnson's salary. Yo, what? Nah, that can't be right. It says, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and 48 of the city's 50 aldermen are set to receive a 2.24% pay raise. What? With just 2 city council members refusing to automatic salary bump, Records obtained by the Block Club Chicago show Johnson has not rejected the pay raise. Alongside of course he's not. Alongside most aldermen, the city clerk, and the city treasurer, despite concerns over a $538 million city budget shortfall projected in the new fiscal year, they had until September 15 to accept or reject the 2.24% increase. After the wage increase tied to inflation takes effect January 1st, 2024, most city council members, including the 12 new aldermen, will earn $145,974 next year. Some aldermen already accepted a 9.6% pay raise last year tied to inflation. If Johnson ultimately decided to accept the raise, he is estimated to collect around $221,052 annually. He would also be the first Chicago mayor to accept a salary increase since 2006. Budget negotiations and decisions are an evolving process, and no aspect, large or small, including the salaries of elected officials, are definitive until the entire budget is balanced and finalized. Read a statement released by Johnson's office. Detail on which elected officials accepted or rejected salary increases will be provided when the mayor releases his recommendations next month, and all elements of compensation will be codified when the city council passes the final FY 2024 appropriations ordinance as stated. City leaders say they would not release a full list of public official salaries yet, but Block City reports 4 aldermen, the city treasurer, and the city clerk had all confirmed accepting the raise as of September 22nd. So that would have been 2023. The Chicago city clerk and city treasurer both received over 20% raises last year as part of the former mayor Lori Lightfoot's 2023 budget. While the treasurer office declined comment, a spokesperson for the clerk said she accepted the 2024 salary bump to meet the rising cost of living. She must have seen this property tax increase coming from a mile away. City Treasurer Melissa Conyers Irvin recently came under fire in an Inspector General's report stating she used city staff for personal errands, including planning her daughter's birthday party. She denied allegations she did anything illegal or unethical. Only 2 city leaders have turned down the salary increase this year, including Johnson allies Aud Byron Sicko Lopez and aide Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez. I think they're kind of wondering, like, you know what I mean, or maybe thinking like, if we accept a raise the way this government is going, like in this local municipality, we may be under investigation, so let's not accept any interesting raises here. The Chicago Teachers Union has registered opposition to just one bill in the Illinois General Assembly current legislative session, one that would have created opportunities for low-income parents to send their children to private schools. So, I mean, they're talking about something else. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Richard Mitchell is a member on the channel. He said, we shut down production. What can they tax? Jamie Maliki said, what's up, y'all? Marcus said, you're being taxed because you use the same social security number and the Federal Reserve notes, aka bills. What's a bill in law? Another subscriber said, ain't no one give a F. And then Eric says private equity bought 44% of a house last year. Eric said buy it in the LLC, get a commercial loan. That is very, very smart. Wild Funk said just don't e-finance. I'm not going to do that. Lisa said because we are slaves to them. You know, and then Lisa Ann said when I was little, there were so many factories. It was insane, but they got taxed out.
You can cut that in half. You're doing a terrible job. Your approval rating is in the tank, right? Start there. Cut that in half, okay? Cut the city council salary in half as well, too. I guarantee you automatically are going to save millions, okay? Stop with all...
Yeah, he's not lying.
All the pork barrel projects, like, for example, Brandon Johnson's wife getting her office upgraded with $80,000+ worth of taxpayer money, right? Yeah. If you cut
to a lot of people in here, subscribe to the channel if y'all can. We got 71,000 views in here. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with y'all? He got 882,000 subscribers. Y'all can't subscribe to me? I mean, y'all did, but I mean, more people? What y'all doing?
All that stuff, I'm pretty sure that it'll be a lot easier to balance the budget, right? I'm not saying it's going to do everything that it takes, but I'm just saying before you start cutting back from these essential services, make sure that you cut from everything else first, right? I think that's what people are asking for, okay?
Right.
As they are going off on Brandon Johnson, right? Over his inability to balance the budget without raising taxes, because that is essentially what he wants to do. He really wants to raise taxes, even though he promised he wasn't going to do that. He was not going to raise property taxes. He said specifically,
move those broken thumbs and subscribe to the channel. Stop playing with me. Wait a minute.
that's not good governance, right? To raise property taxes on people. But yet he reneged on that promise.
Shout out to Celestial Key for subscribing. Appreciate you.
And again, this seems to be par for the course when it comes to Democrats. They make promises and then they break them. Okay, it's almost as if you should never believe anything a Democrat says. Okay, best believe anything a Democrat says is the exact opposite, right? That is what reality is.
That is crazy. He's saying that, but it's turned out to be really true. He said anything a Democrat said is the quite opposite. He not lying though, bro. They like, oh, Trump is gonna be dangerous, and then Biden is the one allowing Ukraine to launch missiles into Russia, right? And then like, oh, Trump is the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, they creating like more tensions with everybody. Like, you know, like, what is this, bro? I'm not gonna pardon my son. Next thing you know, Joe Biden pardons his son. It's like, wait, why don't y'all just say it is what it is? We doing what we want. But it goes back to what this dude is saying, black conservative perspective. He's saying whatever a Democrat said is the opposite. Shout out to We Funk. Welcome to the squad. Thug Life. He is a member. Welcome him. He gets a Thug Life. Shout out to you, bro, for sponsoring this and supporting this and believing in the content. I appreciate you, bro. All my sponsors, you get, you know what I'm saying, priority like when you say stuff. I appreciate you, bro.
That is what they intend to do. That's the lesson to take away here. But yeah, the residents of Chicago, they're upset, they're mad, they're pissed off at Brandon Johnson and what's happening with this budget crisis issue. Take a look.
Brandon Johnson, the good news is we got 48 days before Trump take that oath. In January, ICE gonna come in.
Richard Mitchell, another member, said, Thug Life. Hey, let's go listen to what Anton Daniels got to say. Shout out to Anton Daniels.
You and all these Democratic mayors out here and governors, y'all talking about crashing out for these illegals, right?
Thank you, Lisa. Lisa said, and I always hit the like. Shout out to you. Shout out to me, Mom. I appreciate you. You are a subscriber too. I appreciate you.
You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes. I ain't gonna do that. You campaign went around doing that.
Sure did.
And here we are right now. You wanted to raise
and I do want to say this.
taxes.
I think we were all like ahead of the curve, like with this, right? I was like the only like person talking about Chicago. Like this mayor, remember this is like right when the presidential nominees were like going back and forth, and I kept mentioning him. People were like, yo, why is you not everybody's mentioning him? Because I'm like, yo, this dude appears to me to be corrupt. You know, and I kept like talking about him. I was running videos of what he was doing, like trying to remodel the office, $80,000. They going through a budget crisis, almost $1 billion. Like I was wilding on him. You know, people like, yo, wow, not everybody's picking it up, talking about it. So I want to say shout out to all of us because we were ahead of the curve on this. We saw and pointed out things that were very interesting. You know what I'm saying? This is YouTube. I gotta be careful. Very interesting. You know what I mean? And we called it out, and then now everybody is low-key following suit. So I want to show you guys this. It said the proposed budget include a variety of measures to close a projected $982 million budget deficit that was first predicted in last year's budget forecast. So Chicago is almost $1 billion in deficit. So this was in November 13, 2024. On October 30th, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson introduced the city's proposed FY 2025 budget. The proposed budget included a variety of measures to close a projected $982.4 million budget deficit that was first predicted in last year's budget forecast. That is crazy. And shout out to Oka Flex is a member. Thug Life. Give Oka Flex a round of applause. Thug Life. Part of the team. It is what it is. You're riding with us. You're riding with us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Okaflex, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? OC-Ka-Flex. I call you Okaflex. Shout out to you. It says the Civic Federation released a FY 2025 budget roadmap report in mid-October as a guide for the city's budget process, outlining the major financial issues facing the city of Chicago and short and long-term options and securing its finances. The roadmap highlighted the city's persistent structural budget deficit, including the propensity to use one-time revenue sources to cover recurring operation expenses and budget gaps, and to reflexively increase rather than identify an efficiency. Unfortunately, the city's proposed FY 2025 budget released last month relies on many of the same past practices and does little to put the city in a better structural position in future fiscal years. So basically what they are saying, right? The Civic Federation, they're saying that they are trying to raise property taxes, but they're not fixing the issues that caused the budget to get overblown and out of control to where they're almost $1 billion like in a deficit. All that they're doing right now is raising property taxes, right? Raising property taxes on the people, but they're not fixing the problem that caused it. So they're not figuring out ways to reduce the budget so that this doesn't happen again. They're just saying, like, we're blanketly raising property taxes on everybody. Deal with it. Thug Life, what y'all gonna do? That's what they doing. This is what they're saying. The Civic Federation, what I just read, this is what they are saying. You know, so y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. I think this mayor don't really know what he doing.
300 million, they shut it down. Now we back here for 150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash
It's
out.
a Democratic mayor, y'all.
Some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first. Because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you
keep
your, hold on a second. Stop her time. Stop her time. Just a second.
Yeah, she mad. She got to chill. She got to chill.
Second.
Wild Funk said, always been a subscriber, but glad to see Piperboy Williams showing his grown man. Shout out to you. Wild Funk said, only property owners are concerned with this kind of stuff. And then Jamie Maliki said, yes.
Stop her time. Ma'am, I would ask that.
Eric said, I live in Illinois and several counties have filed to remove Chicago from Illinois and make it its own state.
If you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay?
All right. What did she say that was inappropriate? She didn't call him out of his name.
Yeah.
She didn't curse. I mean,
she was like saying, she said the N-word, bro. Like, you can't act like she won't say the N-word, bro. She was, bro. She was kind of wilding. She was wilding.
It's aggressive. The people in Chicago is mad. But the one thing listen. He's been dodging smoke. He's been doing things that's egregious. And please, for all of you capers and for all of you people that are extra sensitive, let's be clear. Y'all had no smoke when they was out there trying to defund the police and when people was out there hitting on police officers and all of that and assaulting.
Wild Funk, a member in here, said, dang, sister is fighting for the last of her community. She said nothing inappropriate. She's fighting.
Assaulting the very ones that protect you. Y'all had no smoke when people was talking all of this stuff about Donald Trump and saying some of the most evil, egregious lies ever.
Yeah.
All the way to the point to where they tried to interfere in the election, in my opinion. No smoke was.
Yo, I ain't saying nothing about interfering with the election. I want to make that clear. That's what Anton Daniel's saying. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying I ain't saying nothing.
whatsoever. She didn't curse. She didn't call him out of his name. She didn't say any of that. Yep, it's aggressive. Yep, it is absolutely loud. 100% they passionate. But they are the ones that pay the salaries of the people that is trying to raise.
Wab said the last line of defense for the hood.
Property taxes, while at the same time funding the migrant crisis and saying that they're going to resist Tom Homan and Trump. Nah, let her cook, because she didn't say nothing wrong. Don't try to blunt her message. None of that. The passive aggressive nonsense, we not going for none of that. Cook, Danny.
All right.
We got Alex.
Okay, you can begin her time again.
You gonna spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. You said you're gonna spend our tax dollars to take Trump to court to protect these illegals if they try to come in here in your district. And then you said they all of y'all in cahoots with each other to do it. Okay, so now we about to make y'all famous. We're gonna let all y'all constituents know who y'all ratting for, that y'all wouldn't spend our tax dollars to protect illegals and to get them legal services.
I love her, bro.
Oh, that's what we doing. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all.
Lisa Ann said, you are seeing them for what they are now. Snakes.
All of them is famous. Y'all think this is happening?
Jamie Malinky said they pay them. They should be mad 100. Evelyn said, you can call me a snake, a butterfly, a caterpillar, but not a sucker. Wab Funk said the penny has dropped for her.
Not. Look, Chicago,
talk to him, Danny.
We not playing.
And I agree with her 100%. And I support her. If you want to hear what Danny got to say about it, y'all can go over to the Millionaire Morning Show. She actually pulled up on my stream. And we had a conversation. I'm going to have her back on. Probably.
Shout out to Antoine Daniels, man. His channel's been going crazy. And he's been like very informative and keeping a level head on what's been going on. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate him.
Beginning of the year. You know, once I'm back in the studio, once everything is back normal, I'll have her back on. But it's insane because the other mayor, Eric Adams, and I'm not sure if it's just 100% authentic, if he was made to do it or what, he's 100% in support of working with Tom Homan in order to get the city back in order, because they're spending all of their tax dollars to support a crisis that I don't even believe that they wanted to support. They were incentivized to support, and it backfired. And so when people paid attention, when people voted, and this is one of the reasons why you need community activists. This is why you need people to attend the local politicians, meetings, and city council members and aldermen and the mayor's situation. They putting pressure on them over in Chicago. And I gotta give them credit, because they leading the way on making sure that there's visibility and continuing to protest in their own city. See, it's enough for.
Hold on. So let's go to this, right? Because we got a couple videos we got to get through before we get to the next live with some entertainment news. Anton Daniels got one that said Biden is a liar. Charlamagne goes off after
cover up those things that happened in Ukraine. Just like anything else that happens in our society, though, there's been mixed reactions to Biden pardoning his son. Let me be the first to tell you, I don't care. Okay, as I said yesterday, I don't.
Hold on, let me see if I can play it through here, because he is using music and I don't have that license.
Charlamagne the guy made news, maybe for the first time outside his very successful show. I thought when he was interviewing Joe Biden and he said, you know, if you don't vote, he asked him a tough question. Biden didn't like it. And he said, well, you know what? If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Mm-hmm. He's like, and you saw him take a double. Excuse me? Yeah, Joe Biden when he was vice president. So since that time, he made it clear, too, that he wasn't going to vote for Joe Biden this time. And then Kamala Harris, who they've been friends with when she was a DA or Attorney General out in Florida, California. When she went in, he went all in. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. He also expressed chagrin when he saw Joe Biden, who he knows called Donald Trump Hitler and a fascist that would ruin the country and end all elections, shaking hands and explaining pleasantries in the White House. And now his surprise continues to grow. He's wondering, how sincere were you when you said that? And now he's wondering, too, after the pardon, do I have to rethink entirely the entire party?
Right, because Joe Biden was emphatic. He was not going to.
What I've said, and that's what it's all about. You have to be vocal in local government. Otherwise, your society will disappear.
Pardon Hunter Biden, his son. We all knew he was gonna. Charlamagne knew he would, but nonetheless, he had a great soundbite.
See, this is an issue with Charlamagne the God, bro. Like he's having all these revelations now, but you was riding with them all the way, arguing with people on CNN, doing everything, bro, because you wanted that Kamala Harris interview. You guided her, walked her hand through that entire interview that was going on with iHeartRadio. Then y'all even took it a step further, and it was copyright protected, so you couldn't even react to the Kamala Harris Charlamagne the God interview and kind of show people what was going on in the interview. You couldn't even react to it. The lobbying for the left was at an all-time high at the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne was at the forefront of trying to get their message out and letting them be heard. But then they lose the election and you go on a media blitz. What it felt like to me. I'm not saying it's actual, because you know Charlamagne the God be sending ceases and desists. You know what I'm saying? Cease and desist. But it felt like it was a media blitz. Kind of clearing the air on that. But if you had all of these different issues and you've had all these different revelations about the Democratic Party, why did you ask none of these questions when you had Kamala Harris on? And I'm interested. You know what I mean? But now he wants to talk and say all of these different things. It's very interesting to me. Wab said, yup, he was up there taking paychecks. Now he's in rebrand mode. And I think he understands, and Breakfast Club probably hit him up. Not saying this is all the way 100. I don't know. But like, yo, all right, so you were riding for the left. Now we got to unify or figure out a way that the other side, you know, will be willing to listen to you again. Like, go on a media campaign, you know what I'm saying, and kind of just clear the air on things. Like, we need you to do that. I'm not saying they did, but it kind of seems like it to me. You know what I mean? So now he's talking against the Democratic Party. Very interesting.
Yesterday, Charlamagne did, and we're going to play it for you, about how essentially Joe Biden has blown up his own party. Democrats can't say you're the ethical party anymore after what Joe did to all of us. Watch.
Hunter was singled out because he broke the law. He was singled out because he had an illegal gun and tax evasion charges, not because he was the president's son.
He was singled out because he broke the law. He's lying on the Blick application. Said he didn't use like illicit, you know what I mean, and all of that. So he's not being forthcoming on the application. So all of what Biden is saying, oh, he's being singled out because he's my son, and you know, if it was anybody else, none of this would happen. This dude is speeding down the street, smoking crack, like doing everything. Nothing's happening to him. Look at, bro, I wish Trump was in office so a lot of these restrictions could be lifted. If y'all would see some of the things that Hunter Biden was engaged in, y'all would be like, ain't no way he ain't in jail. Go to my Twitter and it's what it is. Y'all be like, ain't no way, bruh. Like, Hunter is wild, bruh. Tax evasion, $1.4 million. You don't think they coming for that money? But meanwhile, the Democrats want to have 80-something thousand IRS agents to come after me and you and everybody else and look into us. But this dude can do whatever he want to do. And he gets a blanket pardon. So basically what it means, like, what is it, like 8 to 10 years or something like that? Whatever he may have done to violate federal law, he is absolved of it. He can't be tried. Just in case the Trump administration gets in and they decide to try to do something. Can't do nothing to him. Who knows what this dude could have done or been involved in or what information he could have shared. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Just want Democrats to stop acting like they are on this moral high ground politically when they have shown us they're not, you know, whether it's skipping the primary process when Biden stepped down and things like Biden pardoning his son. Stop.
Or Charlamagne keeping it real now. He keeping it real. Where was all this realness before? Evelyn Ivy said, I think they stole Hunter identity. Hunter doesn't. You said Hunter doesn't owe anyone nothing. And then Wab said, Republican is in the blood. And then Bree Bird said, Charlamagne is having the Obama moment. His words doesn't hold any weight anymore. Jamie Maliki said, yes, facts. Wab said, this fool is from the South. He was never a Democrat. Yo.
Acting like y'all the pure party and Republicans aren't. And it also shows me elected officials can do whatever they want as long as they have.
I got to react to it because it's music playing and all that thug life. He says it's also showing that elected officials can do whatever they want. When I tell y'all the law feels like it is for the common man and not the elite, that's what I feel like. How many times have you seen a politician or something that may have done something really crazy and radical on death row? Like, when have you seen one? I'm waiting. Even the dude that had the like crazy Ponzi scheme, you know what I mean? I guess that wasn't executable. You know what I mean? But like, when have you ever seen somebody like that high up in power, like be really put in a position that regular people would be put in if they committed or violated similar crimes? Almost never, because they have people like this in positions of power that can get them out. I say January 6 people, get them out of jail. Yeah, I'm talking about Madoff. What y'all think? I'm not. The people that really didn't do nothing, get them out. Get them out. And be like, oh, well, oops, I accidentally pardoned them. Get them out. The nonviolent ones, get them out. That'll show them. And then people are not, you know, the crazy part about all of this? Nobody's going to remember any of this. Comes next time when they're doing a presidential run, nobody's going to remember any of this going on. Him allowing Ukraine to launch missiles into Russia, him going back on his promises. No, none of this is going to be remembered. Creating more and more tensions. None of this is going to be remembered. That's the funny part about politics. Everybody forget everything 4 years from now. And then Jamie Maliki said, I agree. Melissa Taylor said, ask Alexa. And then Oka Flex said, Trump got 21 in Kodak while Biden got Grainer and Hunter. And Miman said, you right, get them out. Thug Live. Jamie Maliki said, tell him. Lisa Ann said, unless you cross the cabal.
Have the political will and courage to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if he was convinced he was going to pardon him, because Joe Biden kept saying, obviously, over and over again, he's not going to pardon him.
I think the bottom line is that they ran an entire election based on norms, and that Donald Trump was going to destroy all type of norms. If you got him back in office, then democracy was at peril, and that he was going to overturn the Department of Justice. And to run your campaign on saving democracy and protecting the Department of Justice, and to now have the sitting president not only pardon his son from criminal activity that many people argue that he's linked to, but then to double down and say that the Department of Justice is a political arm as well, his Department of Justice. I mean, he's using Donald Trump's talking points after campaigning against Donald Trump's talking points. And I think that's what Charlamagne is pointing to. Now, don't get me wrong. Charlamagne is a progressive. He's going to be team Democrat throughout the election.
Is a progressive. Somebody said, unless you cross the cabal.
But once the election is over or before the election, then you'll see him criticize the party and tell them things they need to check themselves on.
Well, I think what we heard from Democrats the entire election, one of the reasons I think Donald Trump did so well, is because they told us how much we should hate Donald Trump. And how what Donald Trump was saying was completely false, that the DOJ was not being weaponized for political reasons. And that how could you say that you're against women's bodies? No, women love women's bodies. Men love women's bodies, but we also love babies. And many of those babies are in these women's bodies. So we were tired of being told you're wrong. And that's what I think he means with the moral high ground. Y'all are so much, y'all are garbage. Y'all are deplorables. Y'all shop at Walmart. You don't understand what it's like to live in New York, what it's like to live in California. No, most people are proud of the fact that they don't.
Yo, you know what's crazy though? Let me show y'all this, right? Let's see if I can show y'all this. Stephen A. Smith is another Charlamagne the God. He is trying his best to get up out of what he did. Look, President Biden, you are full of it. A message, thoughts on Hunter pardon. Bro, you trying to get up out. My advice to the Democratic Party: shut up. Like you ain't slick, bro. You not slick. You was out here on the Kamala campaign. We not doing that, Stephen A. Smith. We not doing that. Now you want to try to rebrand yourself? What y'all think about Stephen A. Smith? Hold on, let's go to this. Shout out to Officer Taylor.
Please, everybody and their grandmother decided that he want to chime in, but there's no rational things have transpired type of an incident. This is a thing where Joe Biden knew he was going.
Richard Mitchell, member in here, says Charlamagne the fraud is a clown. I will not forget nor forgive how these Democrats treated us. Wab said, "Oh, bro, Stephen A. Smith is leaps and bounds ahead of Charlamagne."
To pardon his son from the very day he took office. The DOJ, all the investigatory bodies were all in lockstep with this plan from the very beginning. The plan was to try to cover up their cover-up of Hunter Biden during their prosecution of Donald Trump. Let me tell you what I mean. They knew that they wanted to try to put Donald Trump in prison so he wouldn't have an opportunity to run and beat the Democrats in the next election. So they went after him to no end. I think a lot of it was illegal. A lot of it was clearly wrong. A lot of people lied on stuff. They elected people with Soros money so that they can prosecute Donald Trump. But in the midst of prosecuting Donald Trump, to try to make it appear to be fair, they had this grandiose.
Hey, my fiance. Hey, I think you're right. He said Stephen A. voted for Trump on the low. Hey, I think you might be right, bro. You might be right. You might be right, bro.
Y'all's plan to say we're gonna indict Hunter Biden as well, when they knew that this is the only chance they got to indict him for his charges and then pardon him in Joe Biden's last.
Funk says Stephen A. is such a confident progressive that only chases money. That his punditry is legendary in the game. Stephen A. got game and he plays it. Charlamagne is only learning.
Term. This is what the whole plan was. They put Donald Trump up to try to get him sent to prison, and then they say we're gonna indict Hunter Biden because we need him to get these charges done so we can make it look like a fair and impartial government system. But we already know Joe Biden is gonna pardon him, and there needs to be charges that are brought forward so those charges can be pardoned and put behind us. Because if they had not done this during this dispensation of time, after Biden is out of office and Trump is now in office, then I think they could have brought charges against Hunter Biden, which he couldn't have been pardoned from. So them pardoning him from the charges that they got this early in the game allows them to be proactive and making sure they cover the charges that he should be charged with, pardon him, and then go back 11 years with all that Burisma stuff, all that pay-to-play stuff that happened, they can absolve him of that as well. Meanwhile, making it look like it's fair by putting Donald Trump on trial as well.
Interesting. Lamar Jared said, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Neither are getting in trouble. Stephen A. wasn't for Kamala. Yes, he was. He said he was voting for Kamala. Yes, he did. We reacted to a bunch of videos of him saying that. Lisa Ann said, I agree. Dan said it's a big deal because our fathers can't break us out of jail.
This is what I think they had done, and they planned it from the very beginning, and we all thought, or at least some people thought, that it was very fair and balanced, and it wasn't. They planned it out. They knew what they were going to do. They needed to do this because Joe Biden didn't have any more time left, and when they found out the Democrats were never going to win another election, they said, we better do it now, because when Kesh Patel becomes the head of the FBI, everybody going to jail. Everybody. This video is brought to you by PDS Debt.
All right, he about to go into a whole bunch of sponsorship. Shout out to him, though. We ain't doing that.
And just say it. But there's no rational man that will say what he said and still be a Democrat. How does that make sense? Roll the clip.
What's your take on the pardon?
Hey, Octaflex, I see you in the chat. He says Stephen A. knows how to do dirty, then explain why it was a good idea for him to do it. Facts! That is a fact, bro.
You know, the Biden situation disgusted me.
Yo, if I could get like views just doing politics, I would just stay in politics. Politics is fun, bro.
In terms of the parting, only from this.
I mean, I am getting views, but I mean, you know, some videos don't be hitting. You know what I'm saying? Some of them hit, some of them don't. But yo, I would stay in politics is fun, bro.
Standpoint, Chris. Nobody on the planet, you want to be a cynic and you want to act like you would be offended by something like that if you're one of those people out there, fine. But no one within reason would have a problem with him saying, it's my son. I love him. There's no way I'm sending him to jail. And I have the power to avoid it. Nobody would blame him for that.
But if he would have just came out and said that, you see what I'm saying? Like, from the rip, don't go on a campaign saying, oh, nobody is above the law, writing that on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? The White House press secretary coming out being asked on 4 different occasions whether or not he was going to get, you know what I mean, pardon Hunter. And she said no. Like, it actually puts her in a bad position because she's just saying what they're telling her to say. So, like, now she being reamed out on social media. But if he would have just said, like, okay, I'm not going to allow my son to sit in jail. If he would have said that, people would have been like, all right, he can pardon him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's his son. But by doing this and lying to the general public, this is why people like the black conservative perspective, like we just watched this video, like probably about like 40 minutes ago or whatever. Like he was saying when a Democrat says something, it means the opposite. Because all of the lies that are continuing to go on, this is why people can say things like that. You know, he should have just been forthcoming. Now, let's see what Stephen A. Smith got to say about this.
That's not where he went. So I didn't have a problem to answer your question directly with the decision that he made to pardon his son. Boo Boo the Fool knew he was going to do that. I don't care who he stood in front of or sat in front of and said that he wasn't going to pardon his son and he was just going to go by the letter of the law. Please, everybody and their grandmother knew he was going to pardon his son. But to come out and to start talking
what
about
did y'all think in the comment section real quick? You know what I'm saying? Did y'all think he was going to pardon his son, or did y'all think that he was not going to pardon his son? Did you believe him in the beginning when he told you, or did you think that he was just lying? Like, y'all let me know. Jamie Maliki said, just be real, Joe. Richard Mitchell, another member on the channel, get your memberships. He said, Stephen Smith voted for Kamala. He said that on numerous occasions. Yes, he did. He did. Jamie Maliki said, facts. Lamar Gerald said, wait till 2025. You're going to have a lot of content. I can't wait till 2025. I cannot wait, bro. You know what I'm saying? Lisa Ann says Chicago still going to vote Democrat because of color and color guilt. She might be right. And then FLN reacts. He said, heck no. I knew he was lying. Goddess Star said, I think he thought he was going to get off. Yo, that's a good comment. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's what he thought. Like, yo, we will put the right people in place and they'll be able to get him off on this. Richard Mitchell said, no, they all lie. Mafioso said, I knew he was going to pardon him. The Democrats always be lying. Christina Toledo, shout out to you, welcome back, said, I do not believe nothing he says. Think Mega TV said he thought Kamala would win, then she would have pardoned him. Gabriello said, I think, oh, yeah. Yo, y'all got some good comments in there. That's a pretty good one. He thought Kamala would win, and then she would be the one that pardoned him, so he didn't have to do it. Interesting. Rise said Trump would definitely pardon his son. And then Warlock said, we are so polarized that there was no easy way for him to pardon his son. At least this way he had some peace until he did it. What do y'all think about the information that ended up coming out on Hunter Biden, though? Some of the pictures that I've seen, bro, he needs to be in jail. I'm going to say that. Shout out to Sean Mayberry. He is also a member on his channel. He said, free Hunter. He's a great customer. Yo! Lisa Ad said, Democrats are still getting kickbacks from their war. Lisa Walker said, he is a liar. If his mouth is moving, he is lying. Beautiful Disaster said, of course we know he would pardon his son. Can everyone else in for drugs get pardoned too? The Coco said, believe he lied as usual. Evelyn Ivy said, Bope, I'm just independent. FLN said, reacts. He said, did you see South Korea declared martial law? No, I didn't see that. Ghost Unspeakable said, facts. Wab said, never thought I'd see Piperboy Williams go from battle rap pundit to political pundit. Now that's aging like fine wine. Shout out to you. Evelyn Ivy said, nope. Jamie Maliki said, I believe Trump would have done it too. So I mean, it's your son, but just be honest, just be forthcoming. Don't keep lying to people because they're gonna be remembering that.
How it's been a witch hunt, and the Department of Justice and others were after him, or whoever it was, and GOP rather was after him. Well, wait a minute. What have y'all been doing with Donald Trump all of these years? Now, you can make an argument about the legitimacy of the cases against Donald Trump compared to what wasn't legitimate, etc. That's not the point. The point is it was clearly politicized. You had folks on the left who were hell-bent on going after Donald Trump because they were determined to make sure that he couldn't run for re-election or that these elements would get in the way of him possibly winning re-election. And now we know why more than ever, because they weren't confident they would ever be able to beat him. He's been
Evelyn Ivy said, I changed my mind. It's too late. Times on my side said his pardon was board, including everything federal from 2014 on, so he can't get federal charges for the kitty stuff he had on the laptop. Hey, you said it, not me. Like, I just read your comment. Hey, and that's going all around Twitter right now. It's crazy. Go ahead if y'all can and look at Time on My Side's comments. That is really what's going on. Darren said, I believe that people loved him and they would never find his son guilty, but boy, was the wrong. Sandra Pitt said he should pardon his son. Cuba said, Hunter's last white Christmas in the White House. Hey, who put the white girl in the White House? They still didn't figure that out. Octaflex is a member on the channel. He said, I saw the transition from battle rap is very political. Shout out to you. Jamie Maliki said, facts, I agree. He should have pardoned his son. He shouldn't have lied about it. FLM's react said it's crazy.
Republican nominee since 2016. He beat Hillary Clinton with the Electoral College vote. He wouldn't concede defeat in 2020, but he did
Get them likes up. Stop playing with me, Doug Life. We got to get to 100,000 views right now. We got 93,000 views. Hit the like. Subscribe to the channel. We only got 200 subscribers this session. That ain't enough. Everybody got millions of subscribers. Y'all trying to play me. Even Officer Tatum got 3.3 million. I got 108,000. Why is y'all playing? Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. It is what it is.
Over 74 million votes at that particular moment in time. And then you fast forward 4 years later, despite the 34 felony conviction.
Subscribe to the channel. Go crazy on the like button. Stop playing, man. What y'all doing, man? If I was Kai Cenat, we'd be sitting here and I would have 50,000 subscribers right now. Shout out to Kai Cenat. I ain't hating on you, Thug Life. It is what it is. I'm just saying, they trying to play. Why do I gotta tell all these people to subscribe? Why do I have to tell you to subscribe? Y'all should just go in and subscribe. Goddess said, you sound like a wrestler. Goddess, don't be talking about me. Richard Mitchell, he is a member. He said, they won't buy my snow. I didn't step on it. Hey, Hunter ain't going to jail. You might have a chance. Lamar Goddard said, you see Dan's comment, they want him in front of Congress.
The 2 impeachments, the bevy of crimes that he had been accused of. The Republican voters out there, the conservative voters out there, and a lot of independents from various communities said, he's the guy we want, and I've said it on many, many occasions. It wasn't about...
Skater said, not gonna lie, I'm subscribing because you played the hard role. God bless. Shout out to you, man.
Him, just like it wasn't about Biden in 2020, it was more against Trump. In this particular instance, it was an indictment against the Biden administration, what had been going on for the last 4 years. Some of the things going on with the border.
I do want to say, Melena don't ever look happy. She like, he done ran for president again. I gotta do this another 4 years. She look like she just want to chill. Shout out to Mulaney. Shout out to Trump, though. She, y'all, hey, do y'all be getting that vibe from her? Shout out to her, bro. She be looking like, again.
Obviously, inflation, of course, crime in the streets, of course, woke and cancel culture and all of that, it all played a role. And so for him to come out and to talk about that, this was a witch hunt when clearly it could be argued that's exactly what you were doing to Donald Trump or you assisted in doing seems beyond hypocritical. And that was what disgusted me. It wasn't his decision. It wasn't him pardoning his son. It was the weak, pathetic explanation that he gave, which has most critics just shaking their heads and raising their eyebrows and saying, what nerve you have.
And I'm
shout out to Lamar Jarrett for subscribing. I appreciate you, bro.
I'm critical of him as well. What nerve do you have articulating very clearly that it was a potential witch hunt against Donald Trump, that they lied to the American people, and they turn around and do the exact same thing they claim that we did?
Yeah.
They're shielding and protecting a criminal. That's what they did. And Stephen A. Smith still can't come out and say he's a Trump supporter and he's a Republican. Stephen A., what party are you in? What party are you in, Stephen A.? What?
Hey, you already know what it is, Officer Tatum. You know he getting in that booth. And hey, nothing nobody can say to him. He can get all day long, Kamala. When he get in that booth, Trump. Yo, I remember like Thug Life. Hold on. When Trump was running for president the first time, I was looking around. Hey, yo, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to vote for Trump. When I got in that booth, I'm like, Trump. Hey, like 50 Cent said, shout out to 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what I'm gonna do once I'm in the booth. It's crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know. What y'all think? Y'all think Stephen A. is you think he's been red pilled, or do you think he is still a liberal? What do y'all think?
No, quit trying to parse words. We all know that Donald Trump is targeted. Clearly, that's why he ain't spent a minute in jail. They tried to get him a mug shot to damage your reputation. They tried to impeach him. They tried to do all kind of stuff. They tried to take him out. We all know what happened, Stephen A. Why don't you tell the truth? But I'm glad that you guys listen to people like me because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Somebody got timed out for 24 hours. Who got timed out? Well, you can't tell me. Hit me on Twitter and tell me who you are that got timed out, and I can see if I can untime you. See if I can like take that. Somebody time somebody out. It's crazy to me. And people are saying in the comment section, are they is Joe Biden?
Unless you was going crazy. Like, I don't know why somebody timed you out. Goddess starts I secretly mess with Trump. Hey, Goddess, you gotta keep it real. You gotta keep it real. Why you ain't keeping it real, Goddess? Goddess be wanting to see me at work. She be talking mess about the Republicans, and then like when everybody gone, she be like, Goddess ain't right, bro. Goddess star.
pardon himself. I think that you can't pardon yourself, obviously. The only way you can get some justification, and I think the only way Joe Biden could escape this is if he pardoned Donald Trump. That's the only way he can escape this. Because if Joe Biden pardons Donald Trump, then hopefully he get favor from Donald.
Yo, I got to get Charlamagne the God off this thumbnail, bro. He be sending cease and desist.
Trump to not go after him in an investigation. Because I think that Joe Biden pardoned Hunter Biden so that Hunter Biden won't be prosecuted for the things that him and Joe Biden did while Joe Biden was the vice president. Joe Biden knows that he got one foot in the grave. By the time they investigate and prosecute him, he ain't gonna be here no more. So he don't mind doing the rest of his life with scrutiny. His son will do life. He's just gonna do it until he die, which is for 5 years from now, if not sooner than that. Unfortunately at the same time, I don't know. That's up to God to decide if that man deserve to go. But that's pretty much what they did. Now let's go to the other clip that we have, because I want to play everybody. Jon Stewart, who's a comedian. The fact that Jon Stewart can make a joke about this, we know he's a leftist nut. But just the fact that a comedian will make a joke about this.
Yeah, and what do y'all think too in the chat about Bill Maher? He's like becoming super. I can't say super, but he's like, I think he being red pilled too, because he went against the left wing media, which is very interesting. Like for him, I mean, he normally, people don't like Bill Maher. He does say a lot of crazy leftist things, but I think normally he's somewhat midline, you know what I mean? But he'll get into his bag, like if he's going to debate like a Candace Owens or something like that, he'll get like super left. But he been going in on liberal media, bro.
Shows how incredibly disingenuous this thing was and how sickeningly obvious it was that this was a sham. Wrote a clip.
The problem is the rest of the Democrats.
Wild Funk is a member in here said Bill Maher flipped early too.
Made Biden's pledge to not pardon Hunter the foundation of their defense of America, this grand experiment.
One political party remains committed to the rule of law and the other doesn't. It's that simple.
Hunter Biden's not above the law. No one is above the law. Democrats stand for the rule of law.
We accept the outcome because that's how the rule of law works.
Because the justice system that convicted is only
Yo, I'm seeing all of this like in the recommendations. Hey, Stephen A. Smith, just come out and say you Republican, bro. Just do it. I think he's scared. Like, that is crazy. We got like I'm gonna be real, right? Thug life. When I decided, I had to really like figure out some things, right? So I'm like, yo, if I'm gonna go in and support Trump, I gotta be willing to lose everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I done paid off everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I gotta be willing to lose that because Trump has got to get in. I went in, bro. Like, I mean, I stayed like good, you know what I mean? But like, I had to think my fans are not gonna like me no more. Like, I was wrestling with this for a couple days. I was talking to people. I'm like, yo, you know, never ask people for advice that's never done what you've done or what you're getting ready to do, because they can only tell you like their perspective. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. But I'm on the phone with people, y'all, and I'm like, yo, but a lot of my supporters ain't gonna like me no more. Like, what? But I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like, nah, I wouldn't do it. Man, I woke up one day, I went live. I'm like, Trump got to get in. Thug life. Trump has got to get in. He got to get elected. Next thing you know, you see RFK saying thug life. Shout out to RFK. But we went crazy. Thousands of people was saying, they was like, yo, we voting red. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to make a decision. So when you are Stephen A. Smith, a lot of his ratings, like, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen his like demographics, but I would think it's a lot of black people that may be supporting him. You know, and he probably got to think about how he gonna move in this political landscape. Yeah, he talk about sports. He talks about all that, you know, pop culture things on the Stephen A. Smith channel. It is what it is, right? But politics is a dangerous area to go in. Like, once people don't like you, bro, if they don't like you, they really don't like you. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to get people back, especially when it's a politically motivated topic. You know, so I mean, I even got people like mad at me right now, like, I'm never watching you again. You like the orange person, you have voted orange. You know what I'm saying? Like, people mad, but I had to like come to terms. I'm like, yo, we have got to get, you know what I'm saying? Like a president in here that's going to do something about all of this censorship that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? And Trump was the one. So I was like, I was willing to like, yeah, whatever. You know, and it ended up working out in certain aspects. And, you know, even when I talk about entertainment, a lot of the people that was watching me, they still like, you know what I mean, watch the videos and stuff like that. So it worked. But if I would have listened to people, they would, people saying don't do it, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have done it. Lamar Goddard said, I just subscribed. So I'm so happy we do not have worry about Trump running again. Goddard Star said, it took courage, high key to say Trump. I respect that. Shout out to Goddess. And then Life is Good. A subscriber said Trump told Trudeau if he doesn't stop robbing the U.S. for $100 billion a year, he would turn Canada into the 51st state and Trudeau could be the governor. No, he did not say that, bruh. Where did he say? Drop the link. Where did he say that? Noah is a member on the channel. Yo, we got a lot of members. So I just realized today was the one in the Young Buck clip. You said, I just realized today you was the one in the Young Buck clip in the grocery store. Yeah, me and Young Buck, a member of G Unit 50 Cent's group, got into it. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent ended up sharing it and followed me on Instagram. You know, shout out to 50 Cent. Like my old Instagram. 50 Cent, he a rapper. He had my Instagram jumping. Cause I would post stuff and he would like be on there. Then he would like repost stuff that I would post. He was just like 50 Cent. Shout out to 50 Cent. He just followed me to, you know what I mean, to make Young Buck mad. And then Young Buck made a song about me and 50 Cent. 50 Cent took it down through G Unit Records because Young Buck still was in contract with 50 Cent, or he still owed him money. You know, so like 50 Cent, like I was making money when 50 Cent was following me, bro. It was like people sending me like mad bread to post, you know what I'm saying? Just because they knew 50 would see it. And so I made like mad bread. But then it was like a bunch of people like with fake Piperboy William Instagram accounts, you know, and then like I have reported the fake Piperboy Williams Instagram account. I wasn't even verified. I'm like, yo, they trying to beat me. They trying to beat me. Next thing I know, I got like deleted. I'm like, what? This is my Instagram. But I didn't know, like they gave you like 30 days to like submit like your paperwork on who you actually are, like your ID and stuff. I was just mad. But like when I finally figured out like I could have appealed it, it was already too late. You know what I'm saying? 50 was only following like, I think 110 people and I was one of them. But shout out to 50 Cent, bro. Wild Funk said they just showed y'all by voting Trump back in because they see themselves in the current government. Richard Mitchell, another member, he said that was funny. I remember that. Dan said California has more population than Canada. Canadians just keeping state 51-57 warm for U.S. Mr. 718 Sap said Trump 2024. Welcome back to the big homie Trump. Wab said LOL young getting bucked. Y'all crazy. Hey, shout out I ain't got nothing to say about Young Buck, man. Like that's old. Lisa Ann said, does anyone even know when a narcissist is? It's people who put their own people on their own country in first place. National.
Surviving son is the same justice system he's vowed to protect. And if that doesn't tell you who Joe Biden is, I don't really know what does.
I think I know what does.
Yo, are you telling the truth? Hold up. Yo, hold on, let me show you how it is. Yo, Trump wildin'. Hey, he telling the truth. Let me show you how it is, bro.
At 12 minutes after the
So it says nervous laughter. Trump delivers warning to Trudeau at Mar-a-Lago.
Another big story is the president-elect and the things that he's already talking about doing when he takes over. One, if you guys don't seal up your border in the north and seal up your border in the south, Mexico and Canada, 25% tariffs. And China, if you don't clean up the fentanyl situation, 10% on anything coming into our country. So right away, there was a call from Trudeau, and then there was a visit. And he went down, he goes, let's just work this out. At which time, I think they were very blunt to each other. Yeah. And it looks as though in a standoff, he said, you got to fix your border. We got tens of thousands coming in. It's a lot less of a problem than the north, than the south. but there's a huge problem because you're not putting any assets there. The other issues is the drugs that come through to the governor of New Hampshire. But then when they started talking, he said, you can't put 25% tariffs on us. It will destroy my country, he said.
Right. And Fox News has spoken to two people who were at that table with Trudeau and the president. And the president was very direct.
Evelyn said, you can't trust none of those people. Dan said, Saki's spinning it is hilarious.
Correct about what he wants. He said Canada is letting in drugs and people from 70 different countries. And then here's a quote that you'll find at foxnews.com.
I got to get off here soon, bro. They're starting to slow down the video. We got like almost 100,000 views. We got like 98,000 views. Shout out to y'all, man. Hit the like button if y'all can. Jamie Maliki said, uh-oh. Yeah, and then Lamar Gerald said, I wouldn't have walked out the courtroom with 34 felonies.
The prime minister, if Canada cannot fix the border issues and trade deficit, he will levy...
But they tried everything they could to get Trump, everything they could.
A 25% tariff on all Canadian goods on day one when he returns to office. And Trudeau, there was a little laughter there. Then Trudeau told him...
Trump suggests Canada become the 51st state after Trudeau said tariff would kill economy sources. The president-elect told the prime minister if Canada cannot fix the border issues and trade deficit, he will levy a 25% tariff on all Canadians' goods on day one when he returns to office. Hey, thug life. Yo, I'm about to send this to my friend. Yo, I want to say her name. She's like a Grammy Award winner. Hold on. I might slip up and say her name on accident. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me send this to her, bro. But she a Republican. Hold on. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. You know, she gonna laugh at this. I'm gonna slip up and say your name.
Can't levy the tariff because it would kill the Canadian economy completely. And Trump replied asking, so your country can't survive unless it's ripping off the U.S. to the tune of 100.
Lamar, like, you do know, like, they a lot of the charges that he had against him, like, they you know, some of the other stuff, like, they ended up dropping. So, but you know, like, if it was me, but you gotta think, bro, like, Trump, like, some people are mad, like, oh, well, Trump, you know, like, regular people wouldn't walk out with it. I'm not saying that's how you saying it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying some people do, like, on the other side of the aisle, like, they're upset about that, right? But the thing is, like, he had money to fight it. You got to understand, the Democratic Party sit the government at him. You know what I mean? Like, the Justice Department, bro, that ain't. Like, just imagine you got a problem with a local municipality, like the cops don't like you, bro. Like, imagine you got an issue like that, right? This dude had a whole United States Justice Department coming at him. You gotta have money to get up out of that. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Yo, but this is crazy. Trump suggests Canada becomes the 51st state ever, bro.
$1 billion. And then Trump suggested to Trudeau that Canada become the 51st state.
Hey, stop playing with me, YouTube. We got 99,700 views. What is going on? I see the 100s. I see the likes. I see the emojis. I see the hearts. I see what everybody doing. They hitting the likes. All of that. We should be at 100,000 views right now. All of these members we'd have got today. Thug Life. Oh, 300 subscribers today. Thug Life. What is going on? Why are we not past 100,000 views?
Caused the prime minister and others to laugh nervously. Also, reportedly
100,000 views. YouTube, I rock with ya.
Person at the table said, well, Mr. President.
I see y'all hitting up 100. Shout out to y'all.
That would be a very liberal state if Canada became a state, and then Trump said something like, well, there could be a liberal state and a conservative state. But nonetheless, he made it very clear. This is what he wants to happen. And, you know, as we reported yesterday, stuff is happening. They're adding more resources to our northern border.
It's cold in here. I'm trying to act cool. I'm shaking. Like, yo, let me turn the heat up.
So this totally happened. I mean, just
absolutely.
Don't be playing with me, YouTube. Don't be playing with me.
This exchange, the president-elect totally
Wab Funk said, time to go to Rumble.
Told them this: if you cannot get your affairs in order, if you cannot guarantee, do your part, this is part of your border as well. If you can't guarantee the safety of our people and your people, then we're going to put a tariff on it. And I don't care if it tanks your economy. Do the right thing, or this is what I'm going to do.
Hey, that was nothing. Like, bro, shout out to YouTube. I'm not saying y'all really doing that. But the amount of likes I see on my side, on this OBS, y'all, if y'all ever ran it, you can see when y'all are hitting the confetti, the hundreds, you see all of that. And it's running, bro. It's a lot of people just ain't no way y'all can keep it at 97,000, bro. Ain't no way. Them kind of like the type of people that hitting the hearts, the 100s, all that. Y'all can probably see some of it. Nah, bro. You got to push me over 100,000.
Of just a show of strength already that we're seeing across the globe. You have Donald Trump saying, tariff on you, Mexico. The Mexico president immediately does something about it, puts something on social media, not going to let him get to the border. Then Justin Trudeau flies down to Mar-a-Lago unexpectedly. They have dinner, they're laughing, and
they ain't got no choice, bro. Trump is going to be running it. They need our military. We don't need them. You see what I'm saying? So they gonna play ball. Yo, there's a million different videos and stuff to react to and talk about. Maybe we can, maybe in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? We'll end up coming back maybe in the morning. But shout out to everybody. It's a lot of new subscribers. If y'all can, click the notification bell so y'all can get notified on when I go live or when I upload. All the new members, I appreciate y'all, especially Jamie Malinky, Wab Funk, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Richard Mitchell, all the, members and stuff like that. If you a subscriber, let me shout y'all out. Bag Lady Network, Lamar, Gerald, Lisa Ann, shout out to you. You've been rocking with us, I think, most of the show. Chef One, appreciate you. AWAX, I seen you in here earlier too. Me, Mine, Chris Roberts, Marsha, you know what I mean? All of y'all. Lamar was in here. Mr. 718 was in here. Chris Roberts, Goddess Star with the funny commentary. Dan was in here. Clubbius was in here. All y'all, you know what I'm saying? Noah, another member. Appreciate y'all. But I'm already subscribed. Let me know what y'all think about that. I'm just a blogger. Wait a minute. Don't get mad at the messenger. You know what I'm saying? I just talk about what we see, and and we all give our commentary on what's going on. You know what I mean? We don't mean no harm. Shout out to everybody. But I'm